get on my ass cause I walk through the streets. Cause where I'm from, all I see is a bunch of police. Can't escape them, it's like they put us onto a leash. Living under their control, where's the freedom of peace? Look around as I see violence, followed by silence. The voice of women crying, another son dying. I ask myself, why, man? Voice not replying. And look at where I'm living, see the circumstances given. High unemployment rate, man, that's money people giving. So only way to get it is illegal by condition. This leads us into grave, will give people a conviction. And next thing you know, people on their way to prison. Listen, hear my position, cause what I'm saying, ain't no freedom for a slave or a brother, man. We go to work, giving money to another man. We go to work and somehow still end up struggling. Whether meals or us bills, gotta feed our kids. Single mothers on the rise, belly at the crib. Hustling, trying to provide food inside the fridge. See, as a child, he only feels that's just how it is. Crazy, man, I ain't proud of this curse I'm birthed in. My mama had to struggle, I had seen that firsthand. Yeah, she bounced back, but it still got worse until we match. Saying your parents become divorced, man. Making it harder, truly taking it farther. Mama doing it on her own, feeling the vacated father. But I came back, even though they not on the same track. I'm blessed, cause I was almost tempted to slang crack. Cause I was tired of hurting, and it was not for certain that I would be successful, might as well just close the curtain. But then I just adapted, saying I always wasn't working. Grabbed the book and started reading on black and European. With storms, I stay looking for facts, I kept on needing. Could I become successful cause I'm black and well seasoned? Hell yeah. Look at Black Wall Street, man. 1921 in Tulsa, where Black Wall Street in. And they had dropped the bomb on it. May I call the run on it. But blacks can bring it back once again. We done it. They don't want what come from it. No doubt they'll comfort it. They ain't feeling comforted. The will is converted. Cause we gon' rule again. The people want food to live. From out of Kivu land, Africa, we once had been a place full of riches. King, queens were witness. Old King Selassie once called Lidge Tafari. Something they didn't teach you. Many lies they had speak through. To keep you as a slave, hoping that you wouldn't seek truth. Trying to dumb you down, saying we uneducated. But them, the stuff they teach you, we created. Like man, found to commit. Science further by Moors, first writing was Phoenician. Discovered at the core, Africa the land of riches. America, we live in poor, not fictitious. They treat us like fishes, money the law. Are we free? Cause we slaves to death. Look at our finance. We speak, the IRS keep us in silence. Taking taxes, we barely making past it. Time drastic, resulting to defiance. By any means, anything to be seen. Moving out of broken apartments, living life out of shame. In the ghetto, staying seen like out of the kettle. Little girls who 13 walk around in stilettos. Got music talking about guns, popping pills for fun. Selling inside of the market for meals or some. People talking about sex, knowing deals to come. On my raw STDs, highest rates enough. It's ridiculous that they say that we ain't slaves. Get more money we receive, and less money is gave to our community. People living life with impunity. Meanwhile, people feeling sick, started killing quick. I can nearly sit, but I would rather take a stand. So I take a pen, writing how we on taking land. Where this enslaving man, I wonder as I sit and ponder. Forget slavery, I kinda trying to have it done for. Yeah, T-Bone, be awakening. 2017, we gon' rise, my people. Yeah, we gon' rise. We gon' rise. T-Bone now.
New York Bankers talking.
Oh yeah, we call this day Tell the Truth Tuesday. Man, we're gonna let it roll, y'all. What's up, Watts? I see Florida's in the building. Oh, yeah,
do you want to hear some music?
Mama, Daddy.
If anybody that don't know about you,
oh yeah,
every 50 years,
we got Jesus' little brother next, y'all. This song called Jubilee. Y'all ain't know Jesus had a little brother? Oh yeah, Jesus got a little brother. He's from Omaha, Nebraska, y'all. Boss with me. Jubilee.
Straight out the belly of the beast. All we was some hell raisers. Left full of floats.
to the couch, and the sofa was the 12 gauges. 12 months to get my life right in them big cages. When I gave my life up to Christ, he gave me big faces, big changes, big races. Woe is me. Gave my life to sorcery, do nothing but sobriety. Your pride that you suppress with the things that I didn't try to be. I gotta be insane to the numb. I gotta start me. Got to be more than I'm feeling. What I'm feeling, man, I'm feeling like giving to the children. What I'm giving, ears itching cause the sound of feeling. I lead him to the cross with the mark. He gon' seal him, man. Strap with the sword, I'm a waste. I'm a driller, man. Catch a weight more than the case. Prosecution, a foolish man. It's caught up with the money, cause you're here for tonight. And tomorrow I'm gone with the will. Free. It's the Jubilee. Was a slave to my sin, but he set the captive free. Thank the Lord that I'm free. Set the enemy, I'm free. Set free. It's the Jubilee. Was a slave to my sin, but he set the captive free. Thank the Lord that I'm free. Set the enemy, I'm free. It's even shameful to be speaking about what they do in secret. Best believe it. When the light hits, who can really be that? Let you feel it. Just get listening. You gon' wanna sink it. Any thought of the enemy, you don't wanna think it. It's deceiving when his voice sound a lot like yours. Heart him slipping, voice skipping when he changes tone. You recognize my voice, he said, screeching with a groan. I continue to rebuke Satan. This is your home, boy. Preaching with command and authority in my voice. Devil gotta leave when I speak, give him no choice. My life is not a game and my body's not a play toy. Jezebel be gone, thank God I'm not a Hagar. Jesus on my mind, I got demons in my radar. Harvest plentiful, what we lacking is the labor. I'ma have a gold plate cup at the table. If you give it headed, maybe then I'll see you later. It's the Jubilee. Was a slave to my sin, but he set the captive free. Thank the Lord that I'm free. Set the enemy, I'm free. Set free. It's the Jubilee. Was a slave to my sin, but he set the captive free. Thank the Lord that I'm free. Set the enemy, I'm free.
Yeah, are you free? 95.7 The Boss. Oh, yeah, you know how we do it in the O-N-E. Shouts out to the Burbs, the Bluffs, the O. We're going to keep it rolling, y'all.
Today is my day. Today is my day.
Holiday, y'all.
It's my day.
Smurf G.
Today is my day.
It's your day. Boss women.
I hit a lick today. Money got flipped today. Yeah. I bought a fit today. Pulled up that beer today. I got a whip today. I'm feeling rich today. Yeah. Treat every day like a holiday. Treat every day like a holiday. I hit a lick today. Money got flipped today. Yeah. I bought a fit today. Pulled up that beer today. I got a whip today. I'm feeling rich today. Yeah. Treat every day like a holiday. Treat every day like a holiday. I hit a lick today. Money got flipped today. Yeah. I bought a fit today. Pulled up that beer today. I got a whip today. I'm feeling rich today. Yeah. Treat every day like a holiday. Treat every day like a holiday. Today is the day that the Lord made. You need we can support Trey. I'm fresh as a bitch, take a portrait. I've been dripping this sauce since the 4th grade. Diamonds on me look like sherbet. Money on me, that's a sherbet. My little bitch wore a short dress, so you know she got food in that Corvette. Making these plays like Chris Paul. Flipping this money like coin toss. American born, American bred, so I don't waste money on foreign cars. I just get paid off of signatures. Inking my deals on the dotted line. Galleria shopping with my baby, she a winner, so I bought a Saint Laurent. She got a Fergus the same as mine. She got a Carver's the same as mine. VIP, we never wait in line. Holiday, so you know that today is mine. Compete with me, niggas, wasting time. My life is too good, I don't deal with lames. Me and you, we are in different lanes. We are not the same. I hit a lick today, money got flipped today. Yeah. I bought a fit today, pulled up that beer today. I got a whip today. I'm feeling rich today. Yeah. Treat every day like a holiday. Treat every day like a holiday. I hit a lick today. Money got flipped today. Yeah. I bought a fit today. Pulled up that beer today. I got a whip today. I'm feeling rich today. Yeah. Treat every day like a holiday. Treat every day like a holiday. I hit a lick today. Money got flipped today. Yeah. I bought a fit today. Pulled up that beer today. I got a whip today. I'm feeling rich today. Yeah. Treat every day like a holiday. Treat every day like a holiday.
Thanksgiving is coming up, y'all. You know, it's not Thanksgiving to our native brothers. Oh, they were slaughtered. History, y'all. Boss with me.
Being that boss,
Miss VA.
natural flaws. You can get lost. I'm that boss, natural flaws. You can't pick off. Being that boss, natural flaws. I'm a queen. What you mean? You can't get lost. I'm that boss, natural flaws. Been that queen, what you mean? You can't go. VA need a vacate, cause people be play. Instead I just get to the bread, then maybe parlay. First hit up the mall, make me a boutique. It what's in my closet, it's all fitting my physique. What my nails look like, what my night look like. Okay, my toes look right, so it's open toast tonight. Get fresh, get to the bar, rolling in my own car. I be solo, I'm a star. Buy my own drinks at the bar. I'm an alpha and they see it. Difference is not competing. I love me, so I beat me. Been a light and they need it. Got a little ratchet in me, a little bit thottish can be. Been bad, been nasty. That's why them be at me. Been that boss, natural flows. I'm a queen, what you mean? You can't get lost. I'm that boss, natural flows. Been that queen, what you mean? You can't go. Been that boss, natural flows. I'm a queen, what you mean? You can't get lost. You can't get lost. I'm that boss, natural flows. Been that queen, what you mean? You can't go. You can't go. Baby daddies wanna be me. I handle my business manly. Pistol tongue can't stand me. Grow the up back nicely. I love my city, no debating. It's too much hating. Next move I'm contemplating. All with the drink and some shaking. Dropping low to the beat. Hands caressing my knees. Watch myself in the mirror while I'm sipping my drink. Oblivious to the beat. Cause I love my inner peace. But don't go testing my beef. Get the from around me. I'm just bossing, no beefing. They on my media creeping. Let them watch and keep talking. A hard head can get softened. Batty Matty in effect. Video vixen on set. VA all day on deck. If a mother wants to get checked, be in that boss. Natural flow. I'm a queen, what you mean? You can't get lost. You can't get lost. I'm that boss. Natural flow. Been that queen, what you mean? You can't go. You can't go. Keep going. Been that boss. Natural flows. I'm a queen, what you mean? You can't get lost. I'm that boss. Natural flows. Been that queen, what you mean? You can't go.
That was Miss VA. Of course, the music that we play is from the Burbs of Bluff to O. Yeah, we actually show love to our neighbors. Y'all talk about it, y'all pray about it. Over here, we bout it. What's up, Miss Jones? Florida's in the building. Brother Watts, what's going on? Pass the ball. Shouts out to Midland Lutheran College. Oh, man, I made some great memories when I was in college. Boss with me.
I want to be the man to get you everything you need. If you ever have a problem, you can call on the knees. Ride on my knees, blow trees in the breeze. You need to be my girl, not your other man's cheese. Baby girl, please, let me get with you. Your man saw my picture, ripped it up, and then he hit you. Let me come get you, and we can go shopping. If he treat you bad, baby, won't you just drop him? I know you can't stop him, but you can get with me, though. Just listen to my song, learn a little about my CeeLo. Your man is a zero, I will treat you better. Just call me when you're ready, baby, we can get together. I write your love letters, I shower you with kisses. Dreams of a house on a hill with my missus. Counting all my riches, feed hors d'oeuvres to my fishes. Candlelight prayers plus champagne wishes. Can you get away?
This is my but I don't care.
Can you get away? Can you get away?
Cause I ain't happy here.
Can you get away? Can you get away?
Claim this life, but I don't care.
Can you get away? Can you get
I wanna
away?
get away. Cause I ain't happy here.
away. Why you think he love you? If all he do is beat you. Demons got you hypnotized. Look at how we treat you. Cause if you was my bail, I'd always wish you well. I'm tired of you crying when you call me on my cell. Diamonds and jewels is how you treat a queen. I know that you in hell, close my eyes and hear you scream. I know that it may seem I'm in love with my dreams. I got to keep my hustle just to buy you nice things. Limousines, diamond rings, Prada bags and all that. Trips to Jamaica on the beach in your straw hat. I wanna give you all that. Let me be your man. Walking hand in hand, drawing hearts in the sand. Join the caravan of love, baby, cause we own it. I know it's out romantic to your baby girl, don't it? It's a big red movie, ain't that what you wanted? Just smile and think about me, baby. Every time you phone it, can you get away?
Take this love, but I don't care.
Can you get away? Can you get away?
Get away, 'cause I ain't happy here.
Can you get away? Can you get away?
Lon Measy, God rest his soul.
Can you get away? Can you get away?
Girl, can you get away? Talk to him, Lon Measy.
Yeah. Go ahead and get away, baby. Now I'ma treat you right. All the things your man ain't gonna do is the things that I'm gonna do. You don't need to stick around with him if he ain't gonna treat you right.
Oh, yeah.
You're a real man in your life. You heard? That's
You know,
me.
tomorrow, not promise.
Can you get away?
Oh, shout out to my man, Lon Measy. God rest his soul. Oh, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. Brian Heyer, Midland Lutheran College. Oh, yeah, he took the same track I did. Oh, yeah, man. We got to stay alive on this Tell the Truth Tuesday. You know how we do it over here at 95.7 The Boss. We different. We made different. Oh, yeah. Me and man Marshall come from a mama that couldn't read and write. What I'm supposed to be like? I'm supposed to be like no sucker. Omaha, the birds, the bloods, I'm coming to you. You know, today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. You know, some people don't like this day. They don't like this day because their name might be dropped. You know what I mean? Some names might be dropped. And, you know, they be worried. But I be telling the truth. I dare you to sue me, man, because we smart over here. Shouts out to South Carolina Media Law School. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I went to law school. See, I don't tell you about all my credentials. So that's why we tell the truth. Because in we deal with ethics. We deal with ethics. That's the only way you're going to have longevity. That's the only way you're going to have longevity. So it's hard to remember a lie, too. It's hard. It's hard to remember a lie. You know, so we put it in practice over here. You know, now, you know, since I brought Brother Elijah in here, you know, I got a magazine over here. They said Elijah's going to be the last one to come. That's what they said. I ain't want to gossip. Behold, I will send you Elijah. I got Elijah in the building, y'all. This man been doing work on this corner. I think maybe on the other corner. Was it this building too? For I don't know how many years. So I had to bring him back Elijah, baby. I had to bring him back because, you know, he always dropped history. His work is unmatched. I mean, I don't know how old he is, but he's still working. That's how I want to be doing. You know, I ain't gonna never retire. I'm just gonna modify the work I do based off my age. And so I seen this brother do the same thing, and his name is Elijah. I don't know. You know, we got a lot of prophets in our community. We got Noah, North Omaha Area Health. You know, Ira Combs. He looked like at the actual Noah. Mm-hmm. He actually looked like the actual Noah for real. Brother Elijah, he looked like the actual Elijah. I don't know where he come from. But I all know he be dropping knowledge. And so, you know, I'm a Million Man Marcher. Oh, yeah. You know, that's the first time I actually felt God at the Million Man March. And, you know, my ultimate goal is to see God. I ain't ready to see him yet, though. God, I ain't ready to see yet. But actually, I am looking at God. We are gods. We ain't the God, but they say we made in the image. So I could bring things from the abstract to the concrete.
Yeah, image and likeness.
Yeah. I seen this brother bring things from the abstract that didn't exist where it exists. And he's a history catcher. Oh, yeah, he catches history. Everywhere he goes, he like Senator Chamber. They always writing some stuff down, capturing some stuff. They catch history. He's a history catcher. See, I like naming people. You know, I got a lot of nicknames for people. Some of the nicknames I took back though. You know how these stars are, Omaha. I'm gonna let this brother introduce himself. I already pre-introduced him.
Can I check on something?
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Gotta make sure.
Okay, see, he want to make sure he capture this moment. So today is again Tell the Truth Tuesday. We are a research radio station, y'all. We are the only research radio station in America, in the world, actually, in the world. No one claims it but me, but us. Our goal is to be better than we were yesterday. What's wrong with being a little bit better than we were yesterday? So, you know, I hover around 85% saved. You know what I mean? I hover, but today, since I got Elijah in the building, I'm about 88, 89% saved. Oh, well, I ain't got to 90 yet. I've never got to 90 because I have never weighed over 190 pounds. I've never weighed over 190 pounds. And when I came 188, I said, Lord, I got to go down. I got to drop down. And so you got discipline. It's about discipline. So, you know, these stars already get their own noun, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases, all yes, and predicates to introduce himself. I'm going to let this brother introduce himself. We'll get right into the dialogues. What's going on, Miss Starks? How you doing today, bro?
I'm hanging on.
What's on your mind? I see you pull up on me yesterday. You know, see, they be pulling up on me around here. They pulls up and said, man, I gotta come. I said, come on, man. See, when you are neighborly, you can do that kind of stuff. When you own your own platforms, you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm telling you, I've been preaching to senators, to Congress, men and women. I'm gonna give them a call again today because we can start radio stations all across America. There's signals all across America. It might be one in your hometown where you grew up in South Alabama or Mississippi or Missouri where you ain't going back and visit your family. Help them start a radio station down there. Help them develop a conduit opportunity. Help them control their narratives. Mr. Farrakhan teaches we are controlled. Whoever controls the circumference of your education controls the diameter of your action. I go further. Whoever controls your information, and they control all our information. And I know I'm gonna ask this gentleman this question because he remember Patty Hearst, and she was a rich white woman, and then she got kidnapped by so-called terrorists. I think the IRA, I think it was, and she was docile, and then at the end she was carrying a machine gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she was committing robberies with him, and they didn't prosecute her because they diagnosed she was in the Stockholm syndrome. She took on the behaviors of her captors, and that's why I say I argue. Bring your scholars in here from MIT, Harvard, Brown. Bring them in here. We'll eat y'all up. Your intelligence ain't on our level. So we know that this is happening. You gotta tell the truth. And if we're gonna raise the next generation, we gotta stand on the truth. We gotta stand on it. I know y'all scared. I'm a king. Y'all assassinate kings, and we the most peaceful on earth. Shouts out to my cousin them Martin. And my cousin, them BB King. See, I don't brag on my lineage, but I know from my mama, she came from the town of Sumner where they had the trial for Emmett Till, and they let the brothers go. Did you see how Emmett Till looked? That's where my mama grew up. Well, I'm supposed to be a sucker duck. I'm supposed to be not strong. She named me man for a reason. Probably because she heard too many boys growing up. So I ain't no boy at all. I ain't afraid to lose, but I will run, Elijah.
If necessary.
I will run.
Yeah, there are times when you need to.
So how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. Blessed.
Good. So what's on your mind?
Basically, you've laid the whole groundwork. I'm getting ready to hit my 80s in March. And going back and looking at, the history and where we're at, I made a move and I shifted all my tapes and everything. I kind of looked at some of the ones that I didn't know where I keep them or not or whatever. I didn't throw none of them away. We are in the Nation of Islam. This is something that I've been following very closely because there's not that many communicating organizations who have a mechanism to broadcast enough on a consistent basis that they are an informational and educational mechanism. And the things that are happening with them on a national level are geared directly at us, but they always go at your strongest points first to see what they can do with them. And the Nation of Islam is not budging at all. Their strength is national and almost universal with some of the connects that they've made under the guidance of Minister Farrakhan. Omaha has always been a center of everything. And I'll start off with Offutt Air Base. If the government of the area that you're in, the country that you are in, finds a spot and locate themselves there centrally, then that's a pretty good indication that if you plan on being around, anything that happens is going to be the last place it goes, and this is the place. They got to come to the center. They got to get through Offutt. They got to do everything they need to do, or if it's even internal. And we as Black men who are supposed to be supporters and securers of our families, and most definitely our women, we're not in that shape for one simple, clear reason. There's disproportionate number of us that are in prison, that are dead or should be dead. And I use that term very straight. I mean, we cannot afford to be playing silly games as men of this particular group of folks, because we are pinpoint to be annihilated one way or the other. And that's why I said, well, let me see if Brother King will let me come on and let some of this information out.
Well, I just got back from Washington, D.C. and I talked to some of my national leaders. I'm disappointed with some of them. I'm going to document this history too, that they passed on starting radio stations in their own community where we can have our own voice. See, no one speak like we speak over here. There's a radio station that used to talk smack about us. They don't talk no smack no more. You know why? Because we talk back. But before, we couldn't talk back because we didn't own a platform. I'm on purpose to show our intelligence over here, to show the businessmen and women we have. I do it on purpose so we could change the perception that they have about us, and even change the perception that we have about ourselves. We are and as I mentioned earlier, in the story of Patty Hearst and how she took on her captured behavior, we have did the same thing. We have taken on our captors behavior. We are in the Stockholm syndrome. Everybody, all of us need some help. We all need some therapy, for real. But it starts with history. It starts with history. And if we don't learn our history, we're going to doomed to repeat it. And we're talking about negative history, not positive history, because they don't want positive history. They're suppressing that. But the negative history, oh yeah, we're doomed to repeat it. But not on my watch. Not on my watch. And I hope to live to as long as Brother Elijah with the same intelligence. Because we're dealing with Alzheimer's and dementia and all those variables.
And plagues.
So I've been, Brother Elijah, I just got back from West Virginia, went to a grassroots radio conference. And I had a chance I've been talking to the Christian ministers. I've been talking to the Muslim ministers of what we should be doing during this time of war. Everything, according to the children books, are coming to reality. I call it children books, the Quran and Bible, because we way older than them. They children books. But I had a chance to talk to a rabbi. The first time I actually had a chance to really talk to a rabbi before. I think I talked to one of the rabbis out here on Dosh Street, or right off Dosh Street. I think they got a Jewish temple out there. But But this first time I actually had to talk to a rabbi, and he said that he was happy that Israel was on the doorsteps of Palestine to kill him. And I said, wow. I said, shouldn't you be the torchbearer of not killing, since you guys always talking about the 6 million? Mm-hmm. Should you be the torchbearer of sharing when you know you came second? Mm-hmm. But he's happy. And so I tell everybody, only the religions have created weapons of mass destruction. The Jews, the Muslims, and the Christians, they all have created weapons of mass destruction. They have killed way more people under their so-called God. Mm-hmm. So don't come to me, preacher, imam, a rabbi. I got your stats. You're the greatest killers on earth. You're worse than a mosquito.
All the major wars have been based upon a religious concept.
All of them. And I know I have the health department in here. They say the greatest killer is the mosquito because they pass on disease. Mm-hmm. But no, religion, y'all the greatest killers. No, the mosquito is second. Y'all pass the mosquito. Y'all terrible. But I know y'all don't like the truth. Today's Tell the Truth Tuesday. I know y'all don't like the truth. Don't it hurt because y'all lie so much? Y'all the killer. Y'all the one that keep the iniquity going.
We live too far away from the truth to have to deal with it.
So you've been around almost 80 years. When's your birthday?
28th of March.
Okay. My birthday is March 28th also. I'm an Aries boy. So we want stuff done now. And we're going to put you in check. And we're not afraid to lose. We no sucker ducks over here. We're going to call it like it is. If you, like my mama said, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Go sit on the bench. Let the real ballers go in the kitchen and cook some stuff up. You got to have, in a kitchen, it's the only room besides the bedroom where you agitate. Mm-hmm. But the kitchen is where you agitate consistently. You boiling hot water. You mixing this. You go in the cabinet you open the can. It's always agitation in the kitchen. But if the agitation is in rhythm and with love, it produces great products. There ain't nothing wrong with agitating, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with speaking against the truth. So you been here? When were you born?
Where?
What year?
44.
1944?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So you were born in 1900. As the kids would say, you was born in the 1900s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a war baby.
So World War II, right?
Mm-hmm.
World War II. So you seen it all where you see the signs where we couldn't drink at this place and it can't go in this door. You seen all that stuff.
Like I said, I've been blessed, and I say that at this time because it really only came to me within the last 4 years. I can contribute that to one of the positive things of the pandemic. It caused me to have to stop and reevaluate because you didn't know whether you're going to be here or not. Right. And see, how I fared. And I was out in the park out at Carter Lake it's been about 8 years ago. Uh-huh. And I was sitting there trying to determine what I was going to do. I'm going to be here. What am I going to do? And it came to me, to thine own self be true.
To that own self. So it's perfect. So it's about telling the truth to yourself, right?
Yeah, you can't. You can fib or do whatever to everybody else, but you would be absolutely crazy and insane to lie to yourself.
Right.
That's the worst kind of suicide. Mm-hmm. And so that made me start to, looking at where I was at, what I wanted to do, how I wanted to be remembered if I'm going to be remembered. Right. And I really sunk everything I had into a program, DMC, which is Disproportionate Minority Contact. That's a fancy way of talking about what they're going to do with our young men, the ones that they haven't already locked up. And that's a very crucial issue. People don't understand how many of us just here in Omaha, Nebraska, are locked up
Mm-hmm.
with undetermined sentences, and because of our social habits, a lot of times nobody to remember you. We need to reevaluate that at this time, because it's going to be crucial. Like I said, I follow the information, because the Nation of Islam is the only Black spiritual base that stays in contact on a social and political level. And them being national, they get a good perspective of what's going on all around, and show that a lot of our issues aren't just our issues. There are issues all over everywhere, which means that it's conspiracy. And that's the part that has to be explained. We have to really straighten up and fly right for our own good. And if we have any children at all, definitely for theirs, because we've lost most of them.
Well, you know, Omaha is the only place in America, and I know y'all critics of the World Herald, but when they report good stuff, we're gonna give them, we'll pat money back. They reported that the Black boy and the Black man in Omaha is the only place in America where the incarceration rate went up for the last 12 years. Everywhere else it has gone down, even lower than white folks. But in Omaha, Nebraska, it's not. And then we got agency told, "Oh, we're great job, we're doing crime." But who's the victims of that? Our boys. We die if you live in zip code 101, 110, 111, 131, 104. We die 10 years earlier than any other zip code, and we only what a mile away from the other zip codes. So like the brother said, things are done on purpose.
Yes.
And then I look at this $500 million coming that came. I'm trying to be nice. We didn't initially get no money, and we should have got money. I'm gonna say that for real. But the senator said we got 2 more years, and we have an opportunity to modify some of the laws. So we got to get involved with the political process. If we're going to change anything, it starts with politics, y'all. I just got back from DC, Elder, and this, even though they're complacent, they said that we are under attack. Black people are under attack. Right now, they're going after the federal program, because that's the only place where they have affirmative action still. This is with the government. Now they're attacking the 8 programs. Every program that businessmen and business women are trying to excel to, they're stopping that funding. They're using what the Asians did in regards to higher education, saying it was discriminating because they couldn't, whatever. Man, my mama and daddy couldn't read and write. They were forced. So I talked to the kind of, I was kind of pissed. Was double racist. Well, man, you better remember that our people had laws that we couldn't read and write. We had laws that we couldn't go to school. Talking about discrimination. See, everybody think about themselves, y'all. We're last on the total poll.
The Black man and woman in America are the most subjugated than anywhere else, and most of our subjugation is self-inflicted because we have been educated well in a Eurocentric system. And when you are educated by that system, then that exposure to rights and wrongs are geared towards their benefit, not towards yours. That's why even up to the day, I don't see any educational books that deal with us as a people. They still educate their own under the positive line and miseducate us because of our geographical locations on a segregated line. And the food thing is the main thing. And like I said, the Nation of Islam is the only organization that is on top of all the necessary demographics for our survival. That's what they do. And what they're identifying and giving out information is horrendous. We pay no attention to the areas in our community that are food providers. And then quite naturally, we accept, because we see a kind of a general, go to a store and try to get a head of lettuce. That's the trick. All right. Because lettuce is one of the things that spoil real quick.
Right.
All right. There are a lot of other things that are happening. Canned food. there was a incident in New York where they had found that people were going through and taking injection needles, and you never see it in a can of food because the needle is so small.
Right.
All right. Quite naturally, it was in the Watts area and these other kinds of areas in New York, and that information is never disseminated on a national basis. We don't have any communication mechanism other than Brother Allen, and they're, you know, for what all he has, they still keep him under thumb, trying to get done. I'm, you know, China, multi-millionaire, and he has a problem getting the signal out. That's
Byron
yeah,
Allen.
yeah.
He's trying to buy ABC or one of the big channels.
Yeah.
Well, you know, God said that we're destroyed because of lack of knowledge. God is a very, very simple person, man or God. So that means that we gotta create more knowledge, y'all. So it's less destruction, and we gotta actually own our own platforms. And that's why I've been going around the country letting people know that you can start your own radio stations, the FCC, and it comes from the legislation of our brother, a European brother named Lee Terry, that went to Northwest High School. I tell him all the time, and he's very modest, that Master Man, you were one of the greatest legislations of all time, because my ancestors had laws against them for us to be like this. So when you talk about freedom of speech, and I know that I'm the begotten of my ancestors, I have a responsibility, man. We're not gonna talk about cupcakes in Hollywood here. We're going to talk about things that's going to make sure that we develop conduits of opportunities for the next generation. The preacher, I had a bishop in here. He said he had like 300 funerals. People head cut off, and I said, man, you had to lie at the funeral? You know, he didn't want to answer the question because he's a bishop. He didn't want to lie. Yeah, he had. Man, you don't have to lie at my funeral. You don't have to lie at his funeral. He got the stats. Some of y'all, they're going to be lying at your funeral because y'all know y'all ain't did nothing. You need to provide a conduit opportunity for your own children or grandchildren.
Omaha is one of the things that I wanted to talk on. Omaha is a perfect measuring device because it's so small and condensed and consistent that we kind of set trends of what is happening on the national level. I always go back to an idea that occurred way back in the early 40s called the Saratoga Pan. Have you ever heard any of that?
Saratoga what?
Saratoga, 16th Street. When they would begin to make the move west, and in Omaha they made the move west because of the Hebraic community. Because the Hebraic community then were still actually black. All right, they hadn't intermarried into the European population to be diffused, so they had to occupy like the mostly all the stores were like on 14th Street and all that. And so when the packing houses and the railroads came here, and that was post-war, a lot of black people came to Omaha, and the only place they could live was the same place that the Hebraics, so it was only black. So that's why all the major stores on 24th and 16th were Jewish stores. You all right? And we could go there and we could shop and we could, you know, flourish as a people. And that's why the population of Omaha's black community is large. It's not huge, but some of the things that have came out of here because of the exposure to the educational system the way that we were. All right, we had our own schools, you know, the Long, Kellum, all these schools were Hebraic schools, and so we went into those places where other places didn't get all that. So the intelligence that came out of here supersedes a lot of other places.
So is that why you think? I always said greatness come from here. I mean, we got greatness from whatever discipline, whatever category. Right. We got greatness.
The connections come out of here, yeah.
Without doubt,
right. The railroad and the packing house. That was the key thing.
I also heard that there's two places where the slave did not follow their slave master. One was Omaha, Nebraska, and the other one was, I think, Chicago, Illinois. There's only two places where the slave did not follow their slave master, and that's why we're so independent over here. And that's why they probably looking for the next what do you call it, Messiah.
It's
you know what I mean? Because I don't think they stopped that search.
like I said, I'm 80. My father comes out of Oklahoma, and that in itself was unusual because there were schools that were equal to any educational system that originated in Oklahoma. All right. So both my mother and father both could read proficiently.
Okay.
All right. So when my father gets to that certain age and he knows he's going to go in the service, he goes into the service. And before he got out of boot camp, they made him an E5.
Because he could read.
Because he could read. All right. And he goes, he takes a whole platoon over to France and England, and he's doing all these things. They were black soldiers, but they still had that political system behind them that shut out the so-called segregation because they was under war and they didn't care what you looked like as long as you was fighting for us.
Right.
All right. And he told my mother they were born in Oklahoma, but he had my mother to move to Wichita, Kansas.
Okay. So when were your parents born?
Oh, 33. My father was born in 31 or 33.
Okay. So they had you like young then.
Oh, well, no, he was probably in his 20s.
So if you was born 1944,
yeah.
So you had to be born in their 20s then.
Well, I'm talking about my I lose time and space.
Okay, no, you good.
I'll talk about this pandemic and the effect that it's had on me already. Right here, I can't hear out of it very well.
Okay.
All right.
You need to get your hearing.
Oh, no, I've got them. I don't ever use them. This one's fine. Okay. I'm doing all the research on it now. Like I said, when my father, he sent my mother here, and because she was Catholic, I went to St. Benedict's.
Okay.
All right. And St. Benedict's at that time was really different than a whole lot of other, because the archdiocese recognized that the black population, they had to get them too. So they identified Sacred Heart and St. Benedict's as black churches.
Okay.
All right.
Black Catholic
churches that had schools.
Yep. Both.
Okay.
Sacred Heart's still open.
Yeah. So when I started at nursery at St. Benedict's, all right, that's before kindergarten. Because my mother worked, and they came in, so I had to be late 4s or 3s, because you started kindergarten at 5, all right, and then I went all the way through the 8th grade. And my teachers, except for one woman, Miss Edwards, she taught the 7th grade, I mean, 8th grade at that time. 8th grade was still there. She taught the 8th grade. What it was is the schools doubled because of the number. You had classes, like I had a 3rd and 4th grade class. There were 2 classes in one room.
Okay.
All right. And the same thing at the 7th and 8th grade class. All right. And Miss Edwards, we had nuns through all the rest.
Okay.
Miss Edwards, a black woman, was the 8th grade. So she taught us coming out what to deal with.
Right.
That type of education is so valuable. I can tell you some of the people that came out of there and where they went and what they've done. It's horrendous, okay? Because it wasn't same as Long School and Kellum School and all the other places. They were scuffling to get anything done because of the racism was still there.
Right.
All right. The Hebraic community accepted because of their ethnicity also, but their children were educated that you're gonna marry and get out of this thing. You mix with these folks and leave us alone.
Right.
That learning process I've been going over here over the last few years gave me such an advantage overall that I've been always compelled to give that information back. That's why I've got into communication, so that kind of things people would have a better understanding of what's happening and what's going on. At this present time, the only information that the community gets that's live and informational on a day-to-day is your program. Even the cable. I left and I went into cable, but they never would give us a strong foothold in the cable. So we got to a certain point. That's when we started Channel 22. And I left out of that, and then it moved on and did some things till they decided on moving OIC, and then everything else kind of went away, and we're out of that cable business. But fortunately, we understand how to use the video and the audio, everything together to get the emphasis and the feedback that we need to have.
Right.
There are very few cities that even have that. You go to some cities, they don't even have that, and they're huge. Their numbers are much more larger than ours.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's why I said we're trendsetters, even though people don't say that if there's black people in Omaha. But I mean, but I can understand that, because I didn't know that Malcolm X was from here until I went to Wade for college. I learned about Malcolm and all that when I was in college. So I refused. I refused to study their religion any longer. Well, I cheated in their religion. I tell everybody I cheated in their religion class. Got an A2. But I needed 9 hours to complete. So I transferred back to Metro, and that's the first time I ever took a Black history class at Metro Community College. First time I ever heard about Malcolm was living here. That lived here. They don't teach in OPS. That should be the number one thing they teach in OPS, but they don't. And they give all y'all board members and teachers and superintendents pats on the back, and half of our ninth grade is going to be failing, not going to be graduating. That's projected. They projected that half of the ninth grade right now will not graduate.
Right.
And then OPS refused to take money so they can give their teachers a higher raise, so they can be more motivated to teach our children. They refusing money. So the senator just spoke about it. I just don't understand it.
It's genocide. It's genocide. It's clear as a bell. It's genocide. You can't. And Omaha is clear. It makes it much more obvious. You can't have a school system that operates the way that it operates. You can't have other social service systems that operate the way that they operate. They can come into an average Black home without a no-knock warrant, take the children out of the house based upon, they said, a phone call.
Right. Yep.
All right. And put that child into a foster care program. And it used to be that foster care program would get them to they were 17 years old, and they would let them go. They came out with a study about 3 years ago that showed that Black males aging out of foster care were far behind. So they moved it from 17 to where do you think they moved it to?
I don't know.
25.
Oh, so when the brain gets through maturing, when the brain actually gets through developing.
Their educational system says that happens around 18 or 19. Okay.
No, the brain don't get truly developed until 25.
I'm talking about on a controlled basis where where they can put you in a controlled setting.
Right. So do you think we need to change our education system? Because I believe it's the first institution that affects our self-esteem.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Particularly
since it's mandatory.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So and if you affect it with someone's self-esteem and you say they're a failure, then they start to believe that, and then they start doing failure things.
Educational system has more time and space with children than parents do. All right. And to be an education system that is directed toward its curriculum to keep you at minimum information, they don't have to worry about parents saying nothing because they've already been kept at minimum information.
Well, how many children do you have?
About 5 or 6.
Okay. So did you go? Well, I don't know if they even have PTA. Did they have PTA?
Oh yeah. Well, here again, I went to a Catholic school. It's a whole nother different story.
Right. So I took my son to a Catholic school.
Okay.
I went to the PTA on purpose because I want to know my son's teachers.
What Catholic school was it?
St. Richard's. It's closed now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, see that
right on 4th Street.
Catholic schools then were segregated, like they're all Black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that the and here again, all our instructors were none except for the 8th grade year, and so the communication line. Those nuns, if they had problems with you, they'd get on the phone and call your parents and tell somebody to come up here. You know, they didn't mess around with that.
Right.
All right. And so that kind of supervision was completely different than regular elementary schools. We were programmed. Most of us that were in those schools were in those schools to come out as nuns and Jesuits.
So I went to Long School
Mm-hmm.
because we lived right up on Hamilton. I remember, and I was real young. Probably like I said, preschool, first grade. Because I remember going to Kellum in 1st grade.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what's the future like? Well, do you think the Bible, everything is coming true? And what should we be doing to what should our people be doing to save themselves?
Stop the annihilation of us, like you're talking about stores. You know, the stuff that they're doing in our grocery stores with our produce and these other kind of things are totally horrendous. But we don't have the kinds of family structures anymore because all the men are either mentally ill or in jail. Our women have to supersede the feminine motherly role and take over both roles, which will wear out anybody in any period of time. And then that causes for a whole era of us, so-called gangland era, to be self-controlling. That was the outcome of that was the gang era. That's what the outcome of that was.
So man, I sometimes I'm by myself and dang God, I said I'm doing all this work. You said don't seem like I get no appreciation. It's like the world is still terrible. I said, dang, I waste my time trying to change this community. Because in reality, you mentioned that you just want to be remembered. But they say that after a certain amount of time, we won't be remembered. We'll just be a picture on somebody's wall. Unless we're somebody great like a Martin Luther King
we have to control the information base. That's the only way. It's not the individual; it's the base of information. That any communication base or any mechanisms that we have, whether it be audio or video or print or whatever, we have to be primarily concerned about the day-to-day living conditions of our people. Okay. And if you are true to that, you'll find out that our living conditions are horrendous. Those of us who are able to move out of our communities and into other communities, they suffer because they lose the whole cultural understanding and they get that illusion of grandeur, and that whole economic educational flow does not ever come back to the community. So it's just perpetuating based upon our ignorance.
So do you got hope? I mean, because I'm kind of losing hope. I've been an optimist for a long time. But I'm becoming very pessimistic.
That awakening. I'm sorry to interrupt you like that.
No, go ahead.
What did the government first come out with when they talked about the pandemic? Who would it affect mostly?
They said the elderly.
No, it didn't.
And those that have pre-existing
conditions, Black people. Okay. The statistics, and only the Nation of Islam are getting these statistics because they have places that are gathering the statistics of the number of the Blacks that have died, that are dying, or are disabled. The pandemic, like I said, it has knocked out the hearing in my right ear, and I have a blur just a little bit in my right eye because of, and I was totally unable to move around for about a week and a half.
So you got COVID.
Yeah, I had it. Yeah.
So I got COVID and pneumonia at the same time.
Well, yeah. Well, it's a life changer.
What do you think it's health? I mean, do you think it's
pre-existing condition?
Did you have
all Black people have that pre-existing condition.
Like what? I don't have no pre-existing condition. I know I'm going to die. To me, that's so. It depends on what disease it's going to get us. So what area do you buy your food? I intermittent fast.
Okay, that's the first one. That's the first move to fast, right?
Because I know that our food is not at the same quality that we grew up in.
Right.
So I didn't know nothing about the Roman noodles, but they the parents today feed their kids Roman noodles.
Right.
We actually had to go into the kitchen, make the flour out, and make our noodles.
Right.
My mom used to make dumpling noodles and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we actually made ours.
Right.
You know what I mean? So our food was different because we put love in it. We took our time to make it.
Because we integrated.
Right. So we use way more ingredients versus more fast food. We went to fast food only on Fridays growing up. And I love Long John Silver's when that came. So my mom and them, when they get their paycheck, or we used to go out on Fridays or Saturdays. But during the week, we ate home cooking. I think that's a change also. The women, y'all determine the lineage and the lifespan of your families by what you cook. Honestly. And so women, y'all roles are so important, and y'all want to be men. I don't understand that.
They have to be. What do you mean you don't understand? Why do you not understand that?
What, that they want to be men?
They have to be.
Well, yeah, because
there ain't no men around.
Right.
I mean, you can't. That's what I'm saying. Our pre-existing condition keeps us in this relinquishing mode, but we have to do it in order to survive. You can't have the kinds of situations that we have in our communities and not really understand what's happening.
Well, tomorrow's Winning Women Wednesday, and I'll talk about women that they double punish themselves, because for the men, there are some good men around.
No, there's not.
You're a good man.
I'm 80 years old.
So you're still a good man.
I'm 80 years old.
That make no difference.
Yeah, it does.
You got grandkids, right?
Great grandkids.
Right.
Yeah.
So that they want to see you tomorrow.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing on the massive scale. I can't be concerned about them focusing on me when they got to focus on what's going on around them.
Right. But you're their teacher, and the teacher usually, what is taught to them give them longevity. So,
if it's reinforced.
Right. I agree with you. Right.
Or we don't have any reinforced mechanisms. All right. Okay. And the ones that we have, compared to the numbers that we have limited service abilities. I go back to the old KLWH days. All right.
Shouts out Buddy King. He's online.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's original.
Yeah, Buddy. Yeah. One of the Buddy was doing the DJs when we created it out of Wesley House. Through Rodney Reed and Bob Gibson were the ones that got the radio station put together. Yep. All right. Buddy was one of the first DJs on there. Yep. Okay. In that whole scenario, though, we have regressed to a stage of almost nothingness as it applies to the number of people that need to have to get the kinds of services that we need to be able to offer, particularly as it applies to communications.
Right.
Okay. You're not going to get that information, the blessing. And I tell people, if you don't do anything, start picking up the Omaha Star. All right. Because Sister Sanders has taken that paper and put it back to where Miss Washington, was that last name? Yeah. Had it in the early 30s when she was the number one in the country, Black women's paper, a Black woman owned paper, but Black papers in general. Right. All right. And so that the Omaha Star is an educational mechanism now, and I'm really thankful that she's been able to get that accomplished, and this community needs to double up on and help to support her in that. The radio programming, same thing. It's a mainstay for the communications. Music has always been a mechanism that has, that we'll have comfort with. All right. But we need to have that is all our community can access to. Right. All right. Those things, and they keep us in our professionalism trying to get those kind of things done. It's frustrating because we know the political mechanisms that are in place to keep us out of that. Right. There's so many kinds of things, so many kinds of pieces of information that has to be disseminated as fast as possible. And we'll take a pause at this time.
So what's the solution? Because Man, like I said, I'm coming pessimistic.
Mhm.
I saw that. I was listening to the minister earlier this morning. They filed a lawsuit against
ADL,
anti
Defamation League.
because of
They're
because they telling the truth basically.
because they said that Minister Farrakhan was anti-Semitic, that he was oppressing the Jews, but because of the information, they were able to identify that the Nation of Islam has a principal purpose, and that is to give out information to Black people.
Right.
All right. And like I said, they've done everything they can to squash the Nation of Islam.
Well, you know, censorship is real. And I tell the brothers in the nation all the time that after that, especially at that Arsenio Hall show, they canceled Arsenio Hall, and the Jews basically said that we're not going to have on broadcast TV any longer, and that's basically what they've done since. When's the last time Arsenio? That's since the 80s. It's been censored.
But here again, the knowledge of our people don't understand that the Hebraic Jew is the Jew that we talk about. The present day Jew are Europeans that have taken over the religion because they say that the end time will be based upon the Islamic understanding and their so-called Jewish heritage, of which they do not have. They're Europeans. They're not Hebrews at all. That's probably one of the most biggest travesties that is out there, and they call them Zionist Jews. All right.
So why? So I've been hearing on the internet that this is not our war because actually it's neither one of their land. So the message is that we just let them. We be quiet and let them.
We don't have any kinds of control. We don't have enough in the military, and we don't control the communications. Right. So they feed us what they want us to have, and what they're doing to us overall automatically affects a third of their own population. Right. Easily. Hey, bro.
So what's our mission? You've been around the longest. And my mom always taught me to respect my elders, unless the elders disrespectful. But other than that, my mom taught me to respect our elders. What's our next move? Because honestly, you say we dying, and if we don't change our path, there's no hope. Are we gonna be annihilated? Are we gonna ever repent? Obviously, well. God put us in this situation because I said we had to be first on earth, and we must did something to God to piss him off.
Yeah, we did.
For us to go through 400 years, I said, God, I didn't do nothing.
Yeah. We still want to be white. That's the worst. That's the worst sin that you could possibly do, and that's because of our miseducation. 75% of Black households are single parent households. 75%, and they be higher than that.
And women, and I'm asking the women, and I mentioned this earlier. Women are double punishing themselves because there's some good men out here. I take care of my and I know my son take care of his children because they were just with me all the time. So there are some good men out here, and there's men that actually love their children, and women use that against them because they don't have no more relationship no more. And so now they double punishing themselves. They're not letting the father or they're not allowing the mother to see the child. Now they got to keep the child all day. They don't get no chance to have no relief. You already talked about how important the family is in the church. How the church help families babysit because we need that family unit.
75% of present Black households are single parent women.
Yep. So the men got to come back.
There are more Black men in prison today than there were slaves in 1865.
Right. I understand that. I'm a former probation officer, but we got a lot of women putting our Black men in jail.
What
Also.
else? What else they gonna do? The way that we act. What else they gonna do?
Well, all of us aren't on that level. Some of us get set up
Go to the alcohol.
based
go,
off the system.
go to the alcohol registers of all state liquor organizations
Mm-hmm.
and see how many liquor stores there are in Black communities,
Mhm.
and compare that to what the regulations of selling alcohol say.
Right. Well, it's not Black people no more. It's the Arabs, because the Daily's not in the business no more, and they only had like a couple of stores. It's the Arabs, and they sell them pork rinds.
We've got to that position where somebody else can come in and take the profit. Right, absolutely correct. But we not benefiting from it. We still are the ones that are buying it.
So you say you won't have no hope. We're gonna continue to die.
Oh, I'm the creator, the creator, universal order, consciousness
Mhm.
has already sent a plague. Now, whether he used the Europeans or whoever to do it, it still came and it still spread.
Mhm.
And the number of Blacks that have died in the last 6 years, they won't even tell you anymore
But again,
of the pandemic.
bro, y'all been preaching this forever. That's coming. So what? I mean, so Black people should have been prepared. I mean,
Right.
how you gonna blame white folks? And we got Black people, all these churches around here. And I talk about
Right,
I talk to every
You still
Monday.
talking white folks. When you talk about churches, you're talking about white folks.
Yeah. Well, hey.
That's what you're talking about.
Well-
You ain't talking about Black folks. You're talking about white folks. Black men, because of our women could finally own security in the church atmosphere, call themselves preachers or do whatever. But if you look at the measuring stick now, you see most of the successful preachers are Black women. Okay. So there is not one demographic that we have that shows us in progress. Not one. Everything is in recess.
So that means that we had no hope. That's what I'm saying. So we need to focus on our family and not worry about the community, because it's already doomed.
What families? We don't have no families. What are you talking about? We may have within our household a family structure, but you can't go into any neighborhood and find a family structure, a Black family structure. There's no such thing as a Black family structure anymore. It's females, all right, and their children. The males are, like I said, we're almost relinquished. All right, what they're doing right now, and this is something that people, the amount of males that have even been injected with hormones to alter their sexual thing. The most of all of that was done in bigger cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Jersey, all these places. They did it because the numbers were so high that they could do it in small places and still hit a certain number. We are being totally annihilated by the European population because they don't need us anymore. They got industry, they got machinery. They don't need no slaves no more. And that's the only reason why we're here. We spent a period of time, say after World War II, most of it was over. Okay. But it's been downhill ever since. To, like I said, there's no family structures. We do what we do because that's all we got. In most cases, that's all we've ever had. It goes back a couple of generations. There's no input from the male as the head of the household to protect it and provide it security. Women absorbed that role after World War II, when none of the men came back because most of them deserted and stayed overseas. They had to take control of the household. So women have been in control of the household. They've always been in control of the household, but now they have to go out and do the work and come back and be the household. That's why male-female relationships are so very hard to get together, because women, they ain't got no time for no nonsense. They got too much on their load.
Well, I look at that from all races, because
what other ones like that?
80% of all divorces are engaged by women, Black or white. It don't make a difference. 80% of all divorces are started by women.
Right.
So it don't make a difference what color you are.
What world are you living in?
I'm just saying that women. I go back to Chris Rock. men aren't loved naturally. I think it's even in the Bible that we're not loved. So the only one that actually get love is women, children, and dogs. Men don't get love, period, at all. So if I had none of that value, these women wouldn't holler at me.
Why don't we have value? Because the way we are forced to live. Now, I say forced. That's up to in time and space. But it's after a certain thing happens. After you have so many generations of single parent households, it becomes a norm. All right. That's why the homosexuality, particularly amongst Black women, has increased so tremendously. They have to find affection from somewhere. Now, who kisses on them and where they kiss them, they don't care no more as long as they're getting kissed. And that's real.
Right. Well, I mean, to each their own.
No. That's we can't do that.
No, I mean, but they doing it.
The masses.
But I mean, but still, to me, that's excuses because my mom couldn't read and write.
Well, yeah, it was your mom and your mom's day.
I
That ain't got anything to do with today.
I know today they can read and write. What's the excuse?
They ain't reading nothing and they ain't writing nothing. Ain't nothing to read or write.
Well, I mean,
all the damage has been done.
So you said there's no hope then.
Oh, I'm.
So we need to fend for ourselves, and that's why I go back.
It's too late to fend for ourselves. We don't have any power-based mechanisms.
When I go down to Mississippi,
yeah,
I got family down there, and they got land.
That's the only way to go.
And they got land.
That's why I'm saying the Nation
Nation
of Islam is the only one that is identifying those states in the South, which we need to. They talk about a total separation. We need to identify. There's about 5 or 6 states that need to be totally separated from the so-called United States and come up under Black ethnic rule in order for us to survive. And that's they move on right now. They've got farms, they've got food stacks and shelter. They're the only group of Black people that are on what the issues are and are strongly. They got their own military. All right, even though they are a peace-loving mechanism, they understand that the enemy that we are confronted with is not like that. So they got their own military also. But the rest of us are still playing silly games. We still going into churches, spending money, because most of it is a socialization. It ain't a spiritualization, it's a socialization due to socialize. We need an educational mechanism to give us true statistics and true data to let us know what we are in, so that we can talk to our kids and give them an understanding of why they need to learn for their own benefit and what they need to learn in order to survive 10 years from now. None of that is in our communities. Nothing. We're not even close to that because we don't have that so-called Eurocentric family structure. We have always had we've always had women ahead of our households, period.
Because they sold on the auction block, but that's not our fault.
But that's the way they.
They sold on the auction block. They castrators, the famous song, and No One Protected Her by Billie Holiday, "Strange Fruit." That wasn't women hanging up. That was men hanging all around America.
Women too.
So
there's women too.
Yeah. So it's not our fault because we've been exterminated.
Yeah, it is.
We're gonna tell me what what gunpowder do we have? Well, what nuclear weapons have we produced? What plane have we built?
There, you can buy all those like anybody else.
No, you see what they did to one of our greatest leader, Marcus Garvey. He had ships, and he built 3 companies, and you see what his own people did to him. So I mean, we do it to ourselves.
We're programmed to do that. That's that you can't subjugate people until you brainwash them.
So
it's automatic.
So we need to do things by ourselves. Then, so
we are by ourselves. We need to take control of our existence. That's why I'm still in Omaha, because it's small enough, and we've got enough power bases that we can do that. Other places they can't do that.
Right.
All right. That's why I still communicate, because we can get these things done in Omaha because the way that it's been laid out, their greed is automatically caused for us to have these physical separations. Now that they realize what they need to do as it applies to the river and the railroad, this is why they're buying up all that land, all that, because they want to come back in. So what they have to do is that they have to increase the institutionalization of Black people in this community so that they can move back in here.
I know, but we got some Black people helping them though.
Well, yeah, right. There's always those kinds of individuals.
Yeah, so
but there's when you are at, that's what I'm saying. We even have our own police force. There are very few cities that have a recognized Black association that has the powers of operating as a police force. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, that to me was one of the when I saw when they had the.
I mean, but what has it done? Our crime's still up, and our men are still gone. I mean, so what has it done?
Fortunately, a lot of the brothers that have recognized that, you know,
them brothers are gone. Tyreek, them kind of brothers that actually get on TV and actually do the work all out of uniform. There's no brothers like that no more.
Oh yeah, there's.
Where? Well, I haven't seen a brother like Tyreek. Name one. We got this radio station because of Tyreek. Tyreek, Gainey. When they had the brother Taylor, they developed the United Black Fund. They did work outside their job. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? They did work. I wouldn't have this radio station without them. I went to them and they gave me the first $2,000 to build my house.
Marshall Taylor was the first one to give us the antenna for us to program a Credit Charter 22.
Right. So,
okay.
Yeah, so those men right there. Those are men.
Right.
They led families, their businesses.
Right. And they gave us the support to be in the positions that we are in today.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The problem lies is that now is that we don't have the kinds of support mechanisms. Usually it had been the ministers and those other kinds of things. We don't have those kinds of support mechanisms to galvanize enough income and numbers to make a movement. We have to do all these things ourselves.
But don't you think? And I went to the ministers and
present day ministers aren't ministers.
Right. And the blind minister, God rest his soul, the broom man.
Yeah.
He's the only one that got a statue out of all y'all ministers.
But look where they put it at.
But that's all right.
Oh no, it ain't. The white folks recognize him. We didn't.
Well, I recognize him because I highlight him all the time. I recognize him. Yeah. That's why I'm talking about him today because of his importance.
Right.
So I was down at Done Deals. Man, I wish Done Deals was open. Man, I love Done Deals.
On 16?
Yeah, I just love that one. Yeah. So, and all the preachers there eating. They got the big bellies and stuff. But they want to preach to you. And then I said, why don't y'all on Sunday? I collect all this money, but on Monday they'll give to white banks that don't borrow to your congregation. I said, why don't we take that money and find a Black institution? Now your congregation go get it a loan. So I had the councilwoman in here yesterday. She said there's going to be a couple banks coming that's Black owned.
You got one already, and they don't use it.
Well, I think they're using it a little bit, but they need to do a better job promoting also. So
the federal laws of security are the biggest problems.
Well, and I think it still has some connection with Omaha National Bank. Shout out to Omaha National Bank.
American National Bank is the backer. That means whites still control it. And you ain't gonna never give you the opportunity to get anything done. They'd be foolish if they did.
So since the Franklin Credit Union, I drove past the building. I would drive past it all the damn time.
Yeah.
She told me that there's 2 institutions that's Black owned. That we had a potential of doing that. So don't you think if all our churches, we have about 100 some churches, decide to put their money in a Black institution? I don't care if it's not here. It could be Liberty Bank in LA or.
Are we gonna start printing our own currency based upon a reservoir of wealth that we have for the basis of it?
My brother Muhammad wants to. He wants to start printing money, but again,
the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, but again,
only ones that are able to do that.
Again, BRICS. They try to come with BRICS. You see what they're doing. To me, all this stuff they're doing over in the Middle East is because to attack the BRICS. They don't want nothing to come against the dollar. The dollar is the main currency, the world trading currency. Now the Chinese, Brazil, South Africa, they try to come with their own currency that's backed by gold. And so now you're seeing America attack those areas because they don't want another Gaddafi per se.
Well, they don't want anything that will bring the price lower than where it is now because their profit margin is so ridiculous. The majority of the money that is made in this country don't even stay here. All the people that control the money in this country live in Europe.
And that's why all the billions of dollars are going over to Ukraine and Israel and all y'all fake worshipers of veterans. My dad was in the Air Force. We got off the plantation because of my dad. And we got veterans who can't even get VA benefits.
Right.
that died for us, so
Right.
we can have our freedoms. Y'all. That's why I said
Right.
the politician is the crookedest crook, without a doubt, except for Senator Chambers.
The veterans, and I'm a vet, and in fact I've been here recently, like I said, because of this pandemic, I had to start using my veteran services to get well. They've got all the technology to do the kinds of things, but even with them, I always go with someone else and give them the understanding that I'm under some other kind of supervision of how my health care is.
Okay, so
no, the Veterans Administration is the only one. You go to a veterans hospital and you go to a regular hospital that other ethnics go to, and you'll see a world of difference in the service. The veterans, because they know what could happen to particularly Vietnam vets if you treat them wrong.
Okay.
They understand what happened, and so they don't do that. All right. And so the service that we get from the Veterans Administration is much different than you get from just going to a regular doctor.
Right.
All right.
Is the care better or?
Oh, much better. It's a world of difference because they're vets. I mean, they're
You're right.
They understand,
right,
particularly when they see certain when you say where you were at and where you were stationed and what did you do, your MOSs and all that.
Right.
When they read through that sheet and see who you are, they deal with you according to what that sheet says, because that sheet says who you are today. That may have been 40 years ago,
right?
But you still who that sheet says, because that's who taught you to survive, to be here today.
So my mama, who could not read and write, but had an ID card to go to Offutt Air Force Base. You know how powerful that card was?
Oh, yes.
But my mama didn't play with that card, even though she couldn't read and write. That little card.
That's the only place they had to make sure the segregation was taken out. That's the only they couldn't afford that anymore. They couldn't send our men over to France and Germany and teach all the killing and then think they're gonna come back here and take no mess. All right. So they go to the veterans. All the veterans services, they do exactly what you need to have because they know, because they've got so many whites with that same consciousness that will do the same identical thing based upon that humanity. There's a loyalty between vets. Particularly Vietnam and World War II vets, they have a commonality about what is real, and so you can't play with them based upon no color. You gotta go according to what the numbers and things are, because they'll wipe your whole facility out.
So is that what we need to do in our society? Because to me, you say it's a fair environment. And races, is out the door.
Yeah, that's why I got there. 75% of our households are single parent women.
So what we gonna do then?
There are more men in prison today than there were slaves in 1865.
So what's the plan? What's the plan? Because brothers they're getting out every day.
They're
getting out every day though. The brothers are getting paroled every day.
Yeah, but that's why they built the middle piece in the place, because when them brothers get out and they find out they was doing better in there than they doing out here, they don't care no more.
Well, sorry for y'all. Y'all not doing better in there.
Oh, well, you don't. Why you think not?
Man,
why you think not?
Been in jail, man. Come on now. Jail's not better than being free.
May I comment?
Jail's not. Go ahead, brother Shabazz. We got brother Shabazz in the building. And also we're talking to our elder brother Elijah. Go ahead.
How you doing? I'm Abdul Shabazz, representing the X Factor. Let me explain why sometimes it's better in penitentiary for some individuals than on the street. Once you are released from the institution and you have no foundation to make it, you're not going to make it. If you don't have support, you're not going to make it. I'm not talking about a female or something like that. I'm talking about
family support. You're not going to make it. I agree with you.
And then the secondary thing about being released from the institution, it's a lot of things snatched from you. You can't get a place to stay. You can't get a job.
Can't vote.
You can't vote. You know all these things. You know, well, you can vote now, but you used to couldn't be able to vote.
Well, I mean, a lot of, but I put a list out of about 20 different organizations that hire felons.
Okay, listen. That's great.
I give you several numbers now where there's felon-proof jobs, construction.
Okay.
You get a job, man. You know how many jobs they're available, and they can start out about $30 an hour right now.
Yes, sir.
You know how many jobs are available?
I
I mean, honestly, so to me, it ain't no excuse because I come back from
There has to be an excuse. It has to be an excuse because there's too many of us
no,
don't do it.
No, but it's decision making. Because my mama taught me, man, life is hard when you go out and make it that way. I've made a decision, even though I grew up in the projects.
How long were you in jail?
I choose not to go to jail. The longest I've been in jail is probably like less than a day. You know why?
Huh?
I don't like it. I couldn't shrink. I couldn't disappear. You know what I
So
mean?
where-
No. So I knew that. I knew that's kind of environment is not for me. I'm claustrophobic. When I die, I'm gonna be late for my own funeral. You know what I mean? Because I'm claustrophobic of the casket.
And then see, it's easy to say, brother.
What?
Hold on.
No, I got a fear. That's not easy to say because I had a fear of going to jail.
No,
so it's not easy. No.
I'm talking about.
I got a fear of going to jail.
Some people don't have a
I'm
choice.
talking about
The
your
masses of
comment
us don't have a
about your
choice.
job.
Right.
So now,
Mhm.
let's don't forget about the institutional racism. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
all
Listen.
that.
So they got jobs
Mhm.
that are felt. That are felt. They give you a job.
Yeah.
Okay. But in that job,
Mhm.
they give. I used to work for one of those companies.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fulfilling happy.
Yeah.
But once you get in the company, if you don't buck like they buck,
Right.
talk like they talk, and walk like they walk,
Mhm.
you're eliminated.
Oh yeah. I agree with you.
So therefore, that's just an illusion. It's nothing that they can sit back and depend on. You
What-
feel?
what-
So the only thing that they can depend on is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us our own skills.
Right,
to
but
take
so-
care,
yeah,
to
that-
take care of our own selves.
Right.
So
right.
if they have no knowledge
Mhm.
of how to tap into that,
Mhm.
they're running amok.
Well, you know, I've seen you work for someone, but also run your own business.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Run
sir.
your own business.
Yes,
I mean, back in the day before they had dollars and cents, they had the trading post. Our brothers and sisters couldn't read and write. To me, ain't no damn excuse. Now, before the trading post, they traded with their skill sets without no money.
I wouldn't say it's an excuse, but it's the reality of if you come out of that
Mhm.
institution, if you
Mhm.
do 3 years
Mhm.
in an institution,
Right.
you understand me? You're institutionalized.
I agree with you.
You understand me?
Mhm.
You're institutional. If that institutionalized is, if you can't beat it,
Join it.
you're gonna join the six. You're gonna be down there at French's house in
Right.
a tent,
Right.
thinking that's you got it.
Right.
You understand me?
Mhm.
Using whatever you're doing, whatever narcotic it is to make it through the day.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now there is hope, and I'm going to tell you, you've been asking that question.
Yeah, because Brother Elijah was. I know.
No, but see, Brother Elijah's putting the problem out there. And-
No, I'm with Brother Elijah because I look at the world. I mean, I've done a lot, and people still don't get appreciated. I feel like the Black Rodney Dangerfield.
Mhm.
I don't get invited to such because I'm a truth teller.
Right.
I get lied on. I get blocked for funding. All that, and I'm trying to do good every day. And I said, "Damn!" I said, "Did I waste my damn time?" Like Elijah said. Yeah, I mean, I said, "Damn, God!" I said, "Are you not going to help us at all, God? For real?" No, because they talk about spaceships. Bring the damn spaceship because we tired of suffering. I'm tired of all these myths and stories. And I, in the last month, I saw a 24-year-old Black girl try to commit suicide. Her 3-year-old and 2-year-old, both dads are dead. They got killed. I saw another Black female give her kids to her grandmother. I can't handle it no more. So men I come back.
No, but see, you can't. I understand what you're saying.
But-
And for-
They took us.
no,
Took us.
first of all, our decisions have no follow up. Okay, because you have to run in most cases into a political mechanism. Okay, I learned from because I used, we have people that sit in political positions, and you get the opportunity to say things to them. They'll try to make it palatable with you, as opposed to telling you that I'm the only one sitting up here. Sometimes I don't even go to the Tuesday morning with other council people because they don't pay no attention to nothing I have to say anyway. All right. And I understood that, but for him to tell me that, to let me know the political position is like, hey, if you want to get it done, you don't depend on the newsroom to get it done. Don't depend upon the city council representative to get it done. Because only one of 7 or whatever. Okay, and I appreciate that. So I stopped asking to I had to hear that coming from him, but I tried to instigate it. I said, we don't. You can't have, and this is all respect for the present people that are holding those positions. You can't go and represent a body of people in no other ways except just generalizations if you don't meet with them weekly.
Right. Okay.
Okay. They got every Monday or Tuesday morning there should be a 4-hour community meeting about what is it we need, what is it we asked for last time, what's the position of that, why not this, why not that. And there should be a council person and a district person there giving us an update and letting us know what it is that we got to show and do whatever we need to get done, right? They already know we ain't going to show up to it and we're not going to get it done. Usually many reasons. Now, 70 to 80% of the people that are going to be there are going to be women. All right, that's going to be the first thing. And you can't ask women to go out and put themselves a physical threat without taking into consideration all we have to take care of the kids and our communities and all this other. So we are in an extinguishing mode right now. That's kind of my theme is that I know myself to be true. We are in an extinguishing mode right now. The Creator has let us know that He can send a cold to us, and because of our pre-existing condition, we don't be there. All right, you can't get no realer than that.
Right. So God still punishes us.
Right. That's why He has to you to follow. You know what they are?
I know a few of the other 10.
First, I'm the Lord thy God. I shall have no strange God before me.
Okay.
Second, I shall take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Third, remember thy keep holy the Lord's day. Fourth, honor thy father and thy mother. Fifth, I shall not kill. Sixth, I shall not commit adultery. Seventh, I shall not steal. Eighth, I shall not bear false witness against thy neighbor's wife. Tenth, I shall not covet thy neighbor's goods. You follow those 10 things, the Creator guarantees you will not have any problem. That's what the commandments are for. If you follow these laws, I guarantee you as God that you will not have no problems. We can't keep none of them because of our outside oppression, because of our ignorance, and because we don't have as much of communicating mechanisms in place necessary to get done, the kind of communicating gets done that person done. You should have problems with antennas and all that kind of stuff, and you're the only one here. It's feeding you because you're showing everybody how to use the mechanism that helps them get more. They want to keep us quiet.
Oh yeah, right out. But I use collective economics, and that's what I was able to do because I can go to rich black people, I can go to rich white folks. All you guys say no, but God said yeah, and so I went to the lease, and that's where I was able to get them there. Sebastian, what's going on with you, bro?
I'm glad you asked. I'm going to get ready to finish this now.
That's how I feel on the Godhood. We take over every block.
And then my thing is to implement it through the culinary outreach, the football, things like that. With the model, God can, and who I can, let God do it.
Well, I think if everybody did a lot would get done. Today's Tuesday, and so we have tough conversations in order to manifest solutions.
We're in a tough situation. It's the only thing to talk about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
there's talk about.
Let's talk about. They're projecting half the ninth grade is going to go to jail. That's what They do everything mathematically, y'all. They already predestined that they're going to be able to fill that jail up. With the juvenile, you mentioned David Gray. He's on the juvenile. Chris Rogers on the juvenile justice board.
Disproportionate minority contact is the name of the program.
So we got black representatives on there. Our children still going to jail. So everybody got responsibility. That's on that board. I don't care what they look like. I'm a former probation officer. They're part of the decision making. Of course, we need to support our women that have that's raising boys. Of course, we do. Men can come back in men relationships, but women allow it also. All men ain't jail. I said a lot of brothers that's not in jail and that take care of their children. I said a lot of brothers that with their children every day and they're great men and great grandfathers. We need to support them, but also support the brothers that's getting out of jail that have children. And like I said, they're going through this maze of trying to survive. We got to give them some hope. And there's groups out here that's helping. They call them return citizens now. So there are some mechanisms. We still got a long way to go.
But we're not on a road that has proven itself to be beneficial, or else we wouldn't be saying we still have a long ways to go. You know, we're not going to be able to go until we remove ourselves from Eurocentric control. So period. It's because it behooves them to keep us oppressed because they cannot exist without our oppression.
So I mean, if we go back to Africa,
the native people, they got things spread out there.
To me,
here Europeans.
To me, that's contrary to defense. Will be easily surrounded. They got all the nuclear weapons. They got submarines. They got what they call them battleships. They got tanks. But to me, if you centralize yourself with black people all in one area, we'll be like Palestine. But we'll be like Gaza Strip.
I think I would rather die for that than have to die turning into a liquor store. Why, if you're going to die for something, we die in mass numbers for ignorance, then die for something. If you're going to leave somebody here, if you're going to leave kids here, even though you don't want to claim some of them, all right, then leave a condition that gives them a better chance than what you had. Right. So that means that we have to remove ourselves.
There's no way American government, they don't even want to give reparations. Somehow we got to talk about realistic things, even with the nation. I love the nation. Well, you think they've been at this for 60 years? There's the shadow. You work on their acres.
There's no comparison as it applies to the lifestyle and living conditions of those who follow the nation of Islam, and us who just out here, playing around with this foolishness the way we play now. And you can see every city you go to, and there are things that are developing. This is the nation of Islam.
Well, a lot of them still work for the white man. My man said this, he said we complain about the white man 99% of the time. 99% of the time. So decision making
Based on where you at, time and space. So we don't
have to. We got so many resources that we don't have to go and buy by it. We don't have to use the massive gun. That's choice. It's decision making. You take the total free will out of it. You think white people don't have no control of me?
First thing,
I got total decision on what I want. If I want to take a left when I go out the door, I can. They have no control over me. Now they control the water if I don't pay the bill.
They control the water the way you pay the bill or not.
No, I can go to the river and I'll go down south where my family know how to clean water. I see this. That's why it's
all you gotta do is boil it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all. That's why it's so important with family. When I went down south, it opened. Our brothers and sisters down south are totally different than us Yankees. My cousin pull up with a truck full of pears. I've never seen pears that big before in my life.
Land, they only on land.
Ever.
Right.
All the pears in the stores are so small up here. I've never. So it's about getting back to our roots. I agree with you, brother. The only way we're gonna survive is we gotta get back to our roots.
No, we have to flourish the roots. We ain't never left them.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right. We looking for the outside to send the nutrients down through the leaf, as opposed to us digging in and getting it from the earth ourselves.
Right.
And that's where we're at right now.
Right.
The difficulty. All right. And there's only one thing that we as a people have got to do instantaneously, or else we're going to be annihilated more so. Okay. We have to get our men out of these prisons. Okay. The things that are doing to black men in prisons, you don't want them back out here in the streets.
Yeah.
All right. And that's all purposeful. Okay. You can't have our women having to function as a man, and then when you want to be affectionate, think you ain't gonna get less than what the response you thought you was going to get. All right, because it ain't a physical thing. It's a mental thing. You can't love somebody that you don't like. Okay, they can think that they're being loved, but that ain't what it's about. And because of the disproportionate numbers, our women having terrible issues trying to understand what is it that I'm supposed to be doing when the whole balance of nature is solely disrupted, that I got to be a man 23 hours, and then whatever hour I'm with somebody else, I got to be a woman. It don't work like that. That's pimping backwards.
Well, there's a lot of men out here. There's a lot of men.
Nowhere compared to the women.
Of course, there's way more women.
Right.
I think this is even by nature.
What other group of people function like that? Even the Native Americans are not like that anymore.
Well, I mean, they have their problems. I have infrastructure on Macy, and they're corrupt. They still have corrupt. Like you said, long as we follow, we've been kidnapped by the Europeans, and we're behaving like them, and so we're in the Stockholm syndrome. There's no way to get out of it.
No, we don't behave like them.
Don't we kill each other? Don't we rape each other? That happened to us. Don't we molest each other? That happened to all that stuff that happened to our first ancestors. We're doing it to our own kids now. So when my mama whipped me with a stitcher cord, and I had to walk to that damn tree to get a branch, I resented my mom until I took my first psychology class, and I learned that was a learned behavior. So what I decided to do is develop a new cycle with my son, because everything is learned. So I never said the word whipping, because that's slave language, and I only spanked my son once because he got near danger. So I had to associate the electricity with danger, pain with danger. That's the only time I ever spanked him. Every time I sit down, I sat down on this level, so he wouldn't be intimidated. He'll love me and respect me, and so that's how his discipline. So it's up to men, and it's up to us recognizing what's wrong and developing a new cycle, so we can stop, the perpetuation of destruction.
If you don't know much, you can't do much.
I agree with you. So that's why I said when I first went to psychology class, it revealed to me, and so that's why I think psychology need to be taught at the 7th grade level, because it's the easy class.
It doesn't matter what class we do, as long as it's Eurocentric based, it'll be miseducating us. Makes no difference. Okay, if you're reading what they're feeding you.
I give. We created letters.
Right.
I don't give them credit. So you give them credit.
No,
you give them credit. No, we created letters. We created Roman numerals. We created.
Right.
So no, they didn't do nothing. No, now they manipulated the game, but we can get back. We can get back.
If so, we wouldn't have to be sitting here having this conversation now.
Well, we have this conversation because we intelligent 3 young men,
right? Right. All right.
And we recognize what's going on, and so we're trying to teach the younger generation or those our peers, and so we can develop a new cycle.
That's why I use the term "to thine own self be true."
Right.
Okay. There is minuscule number of things that realistically can be identified that shows the benefit to Black family structure that we have at our disposal.
Okay.
Okay. We are miseducated, misdirected, misrepresented, and all that cause just to be misused. And when you, after a period of time, you become immune to pain.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with
All
you.
right. And when you get that comfortable, that's when
Complacency. I agree with you. Yeah.
Suicide, that becomes self-inflicting. All right. Name me one other nation of people who have the disproportionate family structure as African Americans.
I'll wait.
Yeah, I don't think it's none.
The none.
I don't think it's none.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, why is it that we don't have anything that other than the things that we talk about, and even at that, we know just by sake of the mechanisms that are sending out the information that we can only take that so far. Okay. All right. I go all the way back to the cable days, and I put that into effect in '79. All right. Here we are in what? 97?
2023.
2023. Okay. How much progress have we made?
I think we regressed because it was live, and then they did a coup, and now it's taped. It's still on, but don't have the same effect when you started because it was live. And we had that direct ecosystem of knowledge, and we can take that.
Plus, they moved it all the way over to South Omaha.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. And that's.
But you know, it was some of our own people that did it because Senator Chambers was speaking too much truth, and we had Black people also participating in that coup.
Right.
And you mentioned one of them.
Right.
So
that's where
we can't blame white people when we had to and when 22 was on, when it was live, it had higher ratings than ESPN, ABC, all the damn channels on.
We were the only station in the country that could sell advertising.
Period. So it was a direct coup on channel 22. And so I come from channel 22, and that's why we do video and with radio, because that's where I came from. I knew that ecosystem is so powerful. They had to take it off.
What we have to do today is that, and we can do it in Omaha. That's why I'm here. Our population is so small, but so powerful within, you can walk to one end to the other in less than a 2-hour period of time.
Right.
Okay. It may be that only the parents are still here. Most of them have moved out, but for all practical purposes, they moved back in. That's why what's going to happen here on 24th Street is so important. All right. The money that they're using to do this 24th Street ain't the original 24 million or whatever they're talking about, because they've had over 50 million in stored since when they first started talking about putting the sewers in. All right. The reason they didn't do that is because they really couldn't determine on how they're going to remove the population from this area, because the only reason for them to have this area function is for the original function, and that is to take advantage of the Iowa, that's Locust Street, going across and gambling. That's been the core of this whole thing. All right. That's the only reason why this has stayed here, is so that they can go into Iowa and gamble. That's Europeans mostly. All right. That's the only reason they need it. Now, because of the value property, okay, being flat, and some of the other kind of things that are going on, and the last generation of homeowners in this area, okay, they can come through here in a 20-year period of time, and this whole place will be lily white.
Well, it's happening right now.
Right outside the street as we talking.
When I'm growing up, North Omaha 70-some% Black. Now, I think in the last census, we're around 39% Black in North Omaha.
But that median age is like 67.
Yep. And so, you know, with the Asians coming in, with the immigrants coming in of all ethnicities, that they always move them. The poor to North Omaha. The Afghanistanis, everybody's over here.
Asians were brought in because they were the only ones that they could identify that could use the ethnic cost factor to help them. It was supposed to be for us.
Yeah, but so
all right. So that's why there's so many
Yeah.
Asians in our community, because they qualified for that low income like that.
right, and Habitat for Humanity right down our damn
Right,
street.
that's right. That's a sick hole.
First it was all for black, but now black ain't bringing no money. You gotta be a refugees now.
They knew it from the top.
So
They knew it from the top. They don't. It ain't nothing by accident. They're not going to alter the situation of their existence. They can't function unless they have a prey.
and they all around the country, and we have black hierarchy leading the charge, just like y'all leading the platform for the Democratic Party, and that's why we thou shalt not kill. Some of the platforms of the political party, they kill it all every day.
They wouldn't be dealing on that political level if they weren't benefiting from that surrounding. Those individuals that operate in that political system, and I have respect for both. I have respect for the city council and the legislative and the brothers down there playing the Senate game. But I also understand that in all cases, their vote don't count for nothing.
Yeah, it matters one. They only got one vote.
One. So it don't count for nothing that will basically apply to us that the Europeans want to change.
Right.
All right. So I don't put that kind of pressure on them.
Right.
The pressure is on us. Okay.
So what they was able to do in this last legislative session, I watched it. It was better than the Super Bowl to see how them brothers negotiated in order to get money for us. They had to give money away because they wanted more money, all of it to come. They had to give something to South Omaha. Black people always have to give in order to receive. We cannot just. It's us. Y'all been treating us bad. Why we got to share?
Because we won't produce our own.
So Omaha, Nebraska, we'll keep the pressure on y'all. So our first mechanism where we got cash every Sunday and got cash every Monday is through the church. The church have always been a mechanism for our freedom.
They defunct.
Well, we gotta get them back. We gotta
Why?
What?
Why?
No, listen, sir.
Where God? Where they gonna learn about God?
They're not learning there.
They're not
learning there. In that institution.
the book.
I mean, a few brothers come out of prison and they're referring with the Bible, but not too many of them.
To thine own self be true. That
That
entity is in you. All you have to do is deal with, like I said, the basic commandments that are laid down as far as your ticket to get into a paradise, if there's such a thing. All right. Very simple wording. All you have to do is follow those. You can't get past the first three without hurting somebody seriously.
Right, because you got all the reverends. I like to call them Reverend knock them down. Reverend, they're knocking them down in the church. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, they knock them down?
They're knocking them down.
Well, you know, I had to apologize to the president. I mean, to the reverends. You know, I went to because I went to Savior's Day last year with the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I actually went to like a Savior's Day and actually sat in the temple.
Yeah.
And when I got in there, right, you got all the women on this side, and then all the men on this side. So I look at the women, but I can't see nothing. I just see their eyes, right? And then it was during the pandemic, so they had a mask on too. So I really couldn't see one of the eyes. So then I'm listening to the message, and I might look over there and I see the fellas because all the fellas look strong. So I'm looking at everyone because it's my first time in that environment. You know what I didn't do? I didn't lust. I didn't lust at all. But when I go to one of these churches around here, and the ladies, oh man, so I can't blame the preacher.
Yeah,
I can't blame the preacher.
You can't blame him. All you gotta do is tell him not to dress like that.
Yeah. I agree with you, but I was lusting like the preacher.
Well, no. That's that. And don't take this personal. That's general thinking. That's where we. I
apologize.
Hey, no, but that's real. That's real.
It is real. I know.
The only reason why men would go to church is because that's the time the women really dress up for it. But look how long it was that our women had to go to church by themselves.
Right.
Okay. Because men wasn't gonna be bothered with that foolishness.
Right. Well, it's not a lot of men going to church now.
Well, because it's foolishness. Okay. You know, ain't nothing nobody can. You know what time it is.
Right.
The creators laid down the rules. You don't want to follow the rules.
Right.
All right. Because they cause for you not to be an American. Because an American's thing of grandeur is breaking all them rules.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we as a spiritual people kill ourselves internally because we know we wrong. That's
Right.
why women went to the church before. Man, I'm not going to go through that. That's a bunch of mess.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now that son who she made come with her is old enough, he goes along because he can see what benefits he can get out of it. But there ain't no spiritual benefits you get out of it because they can't tell you nothing that's
Right.
going to help you, or
Uh-huh.
they'll shut them down.
Right.
If you're under a Baptist control,
Uh-huh.
whether you're under a Methodist control, okay, there is no spirituality as it comes from us as Black people. They call, we called it voodoo. Okay, what they educated us to voodoo, what it was is some ungodly spiritual kind of thing that you put a portion together and do all that. But that was the spiritual education. Voodoo is the consciousness of universal order. Okay, go out there, look at the ground, and you'll see a blade of grass. Why is that blade of grass there?
Because there was a seed there, water, and then photosynthesis from the sun.
Why is it there? For you, it's close to it when you said photosynthesis. That's because the earth,
it also produces oxygen too.
Earth produces itself.
Right. Produces oxygen.
It takes care of itself, which
Right.
means that the universal order, all right, that one blade of grass is as important as anything, and we have no clue on what the universe is.
Right.
We only can go to the moon because they tell us that they didn't been there. We ain't got nothing to take us nowhere else. We have not a clue. That's why they're playing these spaceship games with us. Okay, ain't nowhere in the world that Offutt Air Base don't let a satellite sit up there and not know who it is.
Right.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? We have to realize that our education has caused for us to be eligible for annihilation, and that's miseducation.
Right.
Okay. If we don't, at this point in time, and this is the time, because like they talk about how all these corporations are having problems getting funded. Okay. First thing that we should do is mandate that there's an educational facility that don't never shut down. All right. Or else we ain't paying no taxes for that particular what's going on.
Right.
All right. If we're going to live this American dream, we better take advantage of whatever rules. And if you don't know the rules, you ain't got no business playing that game. Okay. You don't play no game, don't know the rules in it.
Right.
Okay. But we do. The game of life we play and don't have a clue. We should have a meeting every week. And I'm not doing this to be negative against the city council and the county board, because I know they've tried. Okay. But they don't get the kind of following up or whatever. We every week there should be a body of people. Particularly Omaha, you can do that. There should be every week there should be a meeting on what we identify, like all these sewers and everything. All this money's getting spent. What they're gonna do over here? All this stuff they doing. We ain't got a clue about what they're gonna do. What's gonna happen when they open up this street and 60% of the people that are in here using they're gonna be Europeans? We're gonna be pissed off. Excuse my expression.
Well, I mean, that's the way it is.
No, it ain't. That's the way it is. That ain't the way it is.
That's the way it is.
No, that's the way it is. That ain't the way it is. Okay.
It doesn't have to be. But if we don't stand up like men, I mean, it's only a few of us. And then for the men, for the ones that stand up like men, you got the gay men after them, trying to put them down. Then the women that support them, they put you down if you speak out against what's right. Man, so the alpha male is being attacked from everybody.
You don't have to get attacked now. They're all sitting up in there in rooms that they have homosexual activity that is warranted by the system. They got rooms in the prison for them to do that.
Right.
Okay.
What? And then I tell it. Well,
all right. Then we as a people
should
shut down the prison.
I agree with you, because we don't need gay men coming out.
We don't need gay nothing.
Yeah,
we don't need gay women. They
how
already
we
have to be men. We don't want to make them out of men.
Yeah, how we gonna reproduce?
No, well, that's
honestly, how we gonna
That's the
reproduce?
plan. They don't want us to.
We're not. That's the whole thing.
They don't want us to.
We're
That's why
not.
they push that alphabet people stuff. They put the alphabet people stuff.
The alphabet?
The alphabet people. That's what I call
Oh,
it.
alphabet people. Man, y'all better say some of my letters.
Yeah, no, we have to. We're not winning this war. We have to fight it like we're losing it, and that's where So do you feel alone? So do you feel alone, brother Shabazz?
out here fighting by yourself? Do you feel
No,
like
no,
it's do you feel like you got a team?
No, I got a team long as I always got Allah.
Okay. What about you? Are you alone?
I'm in communication. I know why I've been out of operation. But being out of operation because of the pandemic, it gave me, first of all, when that virus went through, it cleared all the cobwebs out of my mind.
Right.
Like all the nonsense, all the nonsense and stuff that was in my head. And people that have actually had the pandemic itself, but it didn't knock them out of the box, have changed.
Well, I mean, but I got a different experience. I had and I think maybe because I read How to Eat to Live.
You stay in communication.
So I
Did you
prepared.
get the vaccine?
Hell no.
Okay, then there you go.
That's the first step.
First step.
No way. No,
That's the
the
first step.
mission no
Right.
vaccine.
That's
I don't
where I
like
got my
needles
vaccine.
anyway. So if I'm dead and they got some needles, no, you already know I'm scared of needles.
on their programs, they got programs that go through and show in the cities, those who follow the minister's advice collectively, those areas right now are so predominantly strong that it has changed the whole consciousness about the Nation of Islam in those cities.
Well, I know for a fact that I intermittent fast, and then I was going to the steam room, which to me is the best
Cleanser,
healer.
yeah.
It cleans your skin, so I exfoliate.
And internally, it gets into your blood system. That warmth gets into your blood system, and it flushes also.
Right.
Yeah.
So every time I'm coughing stuff out,
Yeah.
I'm sweating. But the major thing, I simulate a fever because my body temperature raised up to about 120
Right,
degrees.
right.
So it's actually killing whatever is in
Cure
my
is
body.
there, right? That's
So I tell everybody, the only exercise I do, Brother Elijah, I walk from my car to the locker room, and I walk to the steam room, and I might do some push-ups and some sit-ups in there.
yeah. Walking's best
And I
exercise.
walk back, and that's only. I don't go lift no weights. I need
Walking
to.
will do it.
I might need to come, and I need to strengthen some tendons, but I just intermittent fast. I don't eat after 8. I don't eat before 8. But today I probably don't eat before 12. So every day I don't eat between 12 and 16 hours a day. So I only eat like once or twice a day. Other than that, I'm drinking water. Most of the time we're thirsty because 70% of our body is water. So most of the time we don't need food, we need water.
And when you drink the faucet water, boil it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I wonder how we can use the faucet water, especially since
When you see that little foam that comes on the top of that boiled pot, you scrape that off.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And then let it simmer some more.
Okay.
When you boil water, this little foam comes up and
Okay.
it becomes solid after it's dead.
Okay.
All right. That's the chemicals that they put into the water.
Now, should fluoride? Let's just touch. So,
Hot.
do you
Fire.
do you use fluoride?
No.
So I use toothpaste. I use baking soda.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't use
Baking
fluoride,
soda,
y'all,
right.
because actually that softens your teeth and it's prone to more cavities.
Yeah.
Because you see the in the Yellowstone parks how the what's it the bison and they said how they consume and their teeth are real soft because the fluoride is naturally in the water.
Yeah.
Fluoride.
Yeah, we have to take care of ourselves, and if we do that, then we'll see that even our thinking will begin to alter. The most crucial thing right now is the we've got to stop this homosexuality. We've got to stop that.
But I mean, but the preachers, it's in the churches though. I mean,
It's not going to
preachers-
stop.
That's what.
It's not going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, so
It's not going to stop.
you don't think it's gonna stop?
It's not going to stop.
Well,
It's not going to stop.
it's gonna get worse because
It's not going to stop. You cannot stop it
Mm.
because you don't have what controls anybody that closes the door.
Now,
You cannot stop it.
yeah,
Yeah,
It was in the closet. Now it's out of the closet.
Uh-huh.
Now they got more rights
because
than we do.
because it's difficulty. That don't mean that we as a people, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm like Lot.
homosexuality is an in every Quran,
Mhm.
Bible. It says that homosexuality is an abomination. They just recently took the word abomination out.
Yeah, because they want
They don't want people to know what abomination means.
Right,
All right?
right.
Abomination means that it is detested by God,
Well, you know,
and He will take you out of here,
I got
or he, she, whatever you want him to be.
I got
I got one comment. I want to say this.
Go ahead.
Bill Gates is the devil.
Mhm.
Do you know?
Y'all know who he is. Is he still living? I know one of them died. the Apple guy. That's Steve Jobs.
Bill Gates.
Rich guy.
The
Yeah.
dude, you can't. This is what I'm saying. They're killing us with the food, man.
Mm-hmm.
They just released that you can put simulated chicken in the stores now.
Right.
Next to the next. So how you gonna know what's what?
Well, they got to have the tag on there.
Yeah, they do. They got to have. You think so?
Not in our stores.
No,
They put a half price mark on it. They pick it up and take it home and eat it. Don't get it about it.
So man, it's a lot. It's a lot. The system is formed against us, bro. So that's why I'm taking back the streets.
Right.
And if you're in my way, you're annihilated. Simple
Right.
as that.
Right.
Because this what's up under my umbrella. That's holy ground.
Well, you know, I look at it. Let's look at it from this standpoint. I was listening to this white professor teach. He said, "Well, white didn't come around to 1600s.
What?
White, the term white, the 1600s." And he said that the rich white-owned landowners, because everybody wasn't white, they had white indigenous servants, so they did exist with the slaves. So, and they were at a different class because that's where they made a class system, because the rich white people didn't want the poor white people to rebel against them, and so they created, well, we white, we better than you, and then they gave them jobs as overseers, and then they created the term white and black in the 1600s, so you can create further separation. So, but before then, Europeans fought each other. The Irish didn't like the English, the Germans didn't like. They all fought amongst each other, so they didn't get along. They didn't get along. They didn't get along.
European. When you say whites, you're
European.
you're talking about Europeans.
Yeah, European.
Okay.
Yeah,
no.
European. They didn't get along. They
Okay.
fought amongst each other, and then they conquered the world. Spain, Portugal, England, all these people went to the world and did the same thing that they did to each other. And so when they came to the Americans, I mean, the only thing they could unify is because of their skin.
In history, when you study, most of this stuff comes out of the South information under the educational system, and they use the term voodoo and all that other kind of things to identify certain methods of development. Europeans, because of them not having any melanin, couldn't survive. We are the producer of all species.
Yeah, but
Europeans were albinos. Okay, because they were our offspring, we were responsible for their care.
Right.
They used to have what they called there were villages for the albinos. They had to do that, but it became so much of a strain having to keep them cool. Couldn't let the sun get on them. You had to feed them differently, all right, that we took them up into the north.
So is that why God's punishing us?
Well, that's you're reading the right paper. This is where I get all my information from. When they took them into the north, they got caught by the Ice Age.
Right.
So we're talking about 600 to 3,000 to 4,000 years. This transition has to happen. Okay. When that time finally came, when Eurasia, which is continent of Africa, began to move further north to look at, that's where the Moors. See, the Moors came in at the tip, coming down.
Right.
When you get up to where, like, Rome is, all right. Then on the other side of Rome is Europe. All right. We brought them down after that, and we left them right there at that tip. And they about killed themselves all over again, the Black Plague, from just nastiness. So the Moors had to go up and clean them up, show them how to take baths, all right, and begin to bring them
Aristotle, Socrates,
down, all that. Okay. So that population and that lifestyle, we had to take direct control over. And it wasn't until after a period of time, and these are some of the things that I'm really curious why they're doing it. They show a lot of this now on television, how the Europeans developed and formulated themselves and what all that. So a lot of it's pretty close, but they leave out the the mental capacity altogether. They don't deal with a lot of that.
Mhm.
The primary piece of homosexuality was implemented by them in that level of ignorance.
Mhm.
All right, and that used to be death penalty for that kind of action.
Well,
But that's a lifestyle with them.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the African leaders are, they say you come over here with that, you dying.
Oh yeah, but we had to alter them.
But all our brothers don't think like I think like my African brothers. You come around here with that,
It's an abomination.
Yeah, you
right?
mess with little boys.
Homosexuality in any civilization at that time, you could be killed for it because it was an abomination. It was a destruction of the people, unheard of, cannot be.
But but we got pastors reinforcing it. Everybody's reinforcing it now.
That's because they get paid by these white folks to keep on this ignorance. That's why. There ain't no other reason. That's why they're doing it. They ain't got nothing to do with spirituality. They're ignorant, and they get paid to be ignorant, and that's why they come into our churches in the community and drive out west to live.
Right.
So now, and all that mess has got to stop. If you're talking about having a community, if you're talking about raising people to have a right consciousness, then you have to remove all that ignorance. And that's why I'm concerned about 24th Street. Because right now, 45% of everybody out there is European.
Well, I'm very concerned because I'm right across the street.
Right across the street
from
from
Shirley Tyree. I didn't see one black person work on any. I ain't see one black person pick up a shovel.
They paying for her to have this because of her. She's a good entertainer. She's cultural. She's a very pleasant person, and she helped him develop Benson. Right? She helped him develop Benson.
Who? Miss Shirley Tyree?
Miss Tyree, yes. All right. That's that. And so they put this piece here, but like I'm saying, on the opening day, I guarantee you 40% of the people will be out here is going to be European.
Yeah, without doubt. I mean,
and that's because they got to have this land back.
That's all I've seen. I've never seen a rainbow flag until they came down here.
The Blue Lion Center.
Yeah,
that's my albatross. That's the one I'm going after. The Blue Lion Center was the cornerstone of the African American community, and we had to fight. They tried to get rid of it before, and I knew that the Sherwood Foundation. And I'm saying this, and I got the paperwork to follow it up, so don't be trying to saying stuff on the radio.
Hey, they tell truth too. We tell truth over here.
The area, the money that's being spent is for the degradation that was caused for the people in this community who were black, based upon the cities not wanting to do it because they didn't want to spend that much money and put all these kind of concessions in, and they knew that the powers to be wanted to be in this area. That's why it's taken so long. The interstate next caused all the destruction. There's still black people who were supposed to get $3 to $4 million for some of the geographical areas that they were removed from because of the interstate. And all they do is wait till they just died it off. That's one of the treachery kinds of things that have happened here.
So is there a statute of limitation? Because to me, I know we gotta get out of here soon. What can we do? I remember watching the movie Thurgood Marshall, and where he went around and he basically affected everything by legislation. Is that where we're going? Is that the only? That's our last hope, right?
Where do they count the votes at?
They come at the election, wherever they election office.
Why would the people put everything they've got based upon election and don't even know where they count the votes at?
It's at the election office. So Democrats, Republicans, and independents are usually in the same room. So they check. They have checks and balances, so neither one cheat.
When you get a chance on the next election, you go and see if you can see what's happening, and if you have the opportunity and see who are the people that do the counting. The people who do the counting are the same ones that do it all the time.
Well,
all right.
The election commission asks for volunteers all the time. So if you want to get involved, call the election commission, let them know that you want to volunteer. They'll let you volunteer. And so we need more people in the room with eyes.
If we're going to depend upon a system to gear how we function, and then we need to be part of that system. Period. Across the board. And that's all I'm talking about.
Yeah.
To thine own self be true. If you're going to play the game, know the rules first.
Yep. You got to participate.
Yeah.
Because we can't change nothing. Everybody talking about an explosion, but an implosion has way more.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping. Like I'm saying, when they open up this piece, all right, for how much money they're sunk into it, for the long period of time, the people in this community have had no social place to go or something to do something that is comfortable, whatever. With the things that the brother the boxes, things that he's doing, we need to
mobilize around them.
Mark off and take control.
Right.
All right. And I'm not, it's not a matter of being segregated. It's a matter of being in an environment that you're comfortable and safe in. All of the, most of all the property here, again, I said has been bought up by Sherwood. But that background of the Buffett family has always been, in my estimation, fair as it applies to developing the necessary things for the people that they are working around. So I'm comfortable with it, but I'm seeing too many white folks doing the work, and there's a lot of black folks that need to be shoveling dirt out of ditches also.
Well, I got a great relationship, God rest his soul, with John Beasley, and no one has done more for black people in the theater than John Beasley. And he's been trying for years to get a movie theater down here to bring back what used to be down here. I don't know Miss Shirley Tyree. I know she's on the school board, but no one has done more for theater than John Beasley.
She's very strong in the entertainment field. Very strong.
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with her.
Yeah. She's a singer. She's a singer, and she sings in mostly white establishment. Like I said, she helped develop the business area, and so I knew when they did it what they were looking at to do, and that's what they're doing. But there's enough with the things with OEDC, and OEDC still controls the economic base in this area.
So what? I mean, I know they own this building.
Yeah.
So
OEDC is the financial back of our community. We may not like how they operate, but they are and who they are, and their financial wealth causes them to automatically be the only ones that even be considered to be a bank, because they're the only ones that got the money to be a bank. Okay, and that's mostly based upon property equity.
Yeah, but I mean,
well, that's
our community is still the same. And how long has the organization been around?
We're gonna be like this until we recognize that we got to work together. Like I said, the thing.
You just said it, that there's really no hope for the black man. And of course, we got the biggest organizations around here. We got the biggest churches. We got churches that have been around for 150 some years. We got all this stuff.
This right here is the main thing that has caused me to do what I was. What the sister has done with this newspaper is unprecedented. All right. This paper right here, right now, is equivalent to what Miss Brown herself did. All right. That's why this age thing I have is such a benefit right now.
Right.
This right here is a valuable piece of work, and in the way that she's got it laid out. And she's tops in her field. I would have never imagined that she'd been able to get the kind of reporting on a weekly basis that she has on this, and she's disseminating. So this is why I'm making my move, because I got to catch up with her.
Right.
She's done set the communication pace for our community, and the thing that will hinder it would be the dissemination, and she's taking it upon her own cost to mail it out. All right. So that's the blessing. So when we, and that's why I always come to you next, because you're the audio mechanism and the main communicating mechanism outside of print. We need to step along with the step. We need to step along with the step. We through our own energies, and I know how much time you spend. I come a lot of time to see the lights still burning.
Oh, yeah,
it's time to get paid, and we need to put it into fake and get paid,
bro. I'm pessimistic because all these people, I don't get no support from.
Right, she does. Right.
No, I'm talking about.
Do you know the reason why?
Because I'm a truth teller and I talk smack.
Because they are still ignorant. The word, I keep using that word, ignore. Doesn't mean you're stupid.
Right.
It means for some reason you ain't getting it. All right. And there's a lot of reasons why any level of us aren't getting it.
Mhm.
What we need to do is to realize that, like, we in communications,
Mhm.
right? Anytime I do anything, talk about communication, first thing that pops in my mind is you.
Mhm.
Okay. In order to communicate, you have to communicate.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if I got something that I got to say that's so precious to me financially that I can't tell you, I'm a fool.
Well, but we got a lot of people that do that, brother.
I know that.
So-
That's why we on here right now to stop that mess.
We got a lot of brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Because I spoke out against homosexuality.
Yeah.
They will not bring one. And they brought Angela Davis here. Do you think they brought her by here? Ben Jealous was here.
Mhm.
You think they brought him by here?
Mhm.
That they always put him in a silo. Now I had to go see Ben Jealous, and he was cool, but I had to go see him. Why can't they share him with the whole audience? Why
Because they're ignorant.
But these are our leaders. These are our leaders.
We wouldn't be sitting here
Uh-oh.
talking about that if we weren't in a situation that we need to change what it is. So our
Right.
leaders need to either our leaders are not getting done what they need to get done, and there's not enough. Like I said, I don't put no weight on the city council or the county board. They're 1 out of 7.
Right.
And if they ain't able to switch about 4 of them,
Right.
all right, which means white folks have to okay it,
Yeah.
it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
So I don't put no pressure on them. I don't look for the city to give me nothing.
Right.
I don't look for the county to give me nothing.
Right.
I always tell them what I'm going to do so they're aware of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. But other than that, I don't put no weight on them because they ain't got enough numbers to have any weight.
You're right. I agree with you.
We have to make sure that those that are in this area doing the things that they are doing realize that what you make outside of whether you own your building, you paying rent, you pay out to, you got to put back into the community.
I agree with you, brother Elijah. I guess I'm coming. I'm getting a callus because I'm kind of tired.
Because you right. You done learn now. You know what time it is.
Yeah, because I mean a lot.
Hey.
I'm man. I'm gonna show you this piece of paper after we get off because this piece of paper is because
your travels to Washington is the only thing that we've ever had to have. That's how far ahead of the game you really are. They don't know what you're talking about when you say you do that. If you don't know what's coming, you ain't gonna know what's happening.
Without doubt.
All right. And if you have a chance to even try to sting it, you got to be there as it's being built, being birthed.
Yep.
And communication is the only way you can really get inside them doors.
Period.
All right. Now, how much power you get means how much frequency are you bringing in.
Right.
Okay. That's the only thing they're concerned about. So we have to increase our frequency. All right. Not a radio to whatever. Like I said, I come here, I haven't even started doing the visual stuff that I'm talking about doing. All right. Because it's got to be simultaneous. I'm not looking to get Arbitron more ratings than you get all you get. Right. Okay. Right. I can help. Let's get it. But we have to communicate truth to our individuals.
Yep.
Then those who have responsibility to implement the truth have to be checked upon.
Right. So, brother Elijah, brother Sebastian, appreciate you gentlemen coming in. We're gonna. I know this next year we're gonna have more men conversations because men speak different, especially black men. We speak different from anyone because our walk is different, and so we're gonna implement that. At least your guys come down once a month, and we're gonna have some more men in here, and we just
first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, we'll dialogue. Whatever subject come up. We won't have to pick no subject. We'll talk about everything. That's
Tuesday
relevant.
of the month.
Heck yeah, we can do that. First Tuesday of the month, we can do that.
All right.
So we have some men come in. If any man, if y'all want to come in, everyone's invited. Well, we're not gonna say you can come in, you can't come in. No. That's what happened to me all the time. That's what happened to Shabazz all the time. That's what happened to brother Elijah, because they don't like truth tellers. Some people don't like truth tellers. Don't want that really agitate.
If you're doing falsehood, you don't definitely want the truth. All right, all right. So, but but you got to understand, and this is that we understand why you do falsehood. Okay, like you may see it as being as survival. All right, but if it's only going to be you that's affected by it, then that's being selfish.
Without a doubt. And like my man Shabazz said, we're taking over every hood for real. This is Godhood. We're claiming it without a doubt.
Either ride with us or get rolled over.
Period. It's no ifs, ands, or buts.
I had a very difficult time trying to reestablish the 24th and Lake Merchants Association. I would like to use that as a forum to begin to develop that kind of communication. If somebody wants to use another name, that's fine. But the 24th Lake Merchants Association has a catalog of historical documentation that goes right off the cuff back to 79.
Have you transferred your stuff to
No,
to like a CD or DVD?
I've got all that stuff on the original stuff, but I've got the machinery to do that.
Okay,
all
okay,
right.
okay.
But that's going to be. That's why I'm hooking in with Brother Shabazz here. We're gonna have a cart that's out here, and we'll be providing information on CDs and other kinds of mechanism, program coordination. We're gonna get all that together and make sure that at least 75% of everything we make goes back into the development of what we're talking about.
Okay. All right. Cool.
That'll be X Factor Cuisine, powered by Mr. Taste What You've Been Missing.
Okay. All right. Well, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm not as pessimistic as I was yesterday. So I'm glad that you gentlemen came through.
Good.
Without a doubt. I'm glad you guys came through. I know the audience they still waving. They still waving. They still with us. Okay. So I know the audience appreciate the dialogue. And then we got a commitment the first Tuesday every month. We're gonna have some men in here. Yes, sir.
Can I get a promo to my website?
Do what you want to do.
Okay. We're doing most of our information through Facebook, but I pulled mostly all my stuff off of Facebook.
Okay.
And as soon as I pulled it off, they put porno on it. I could not believe it. It shocked me. I said, what is this? And I think somebody accidentally did it. All right. Because I went back to check it again. There was a few of them still on there. I wiped out as much as I could. But those who control the other medias understand what time it is also. And we have to become 99.9% supportive of our own news communication mechanisms, because and be prepared to safeguard them also. Because the treachery that they do in other cities, we had to be prepared for it, because we can't afford to have it happen, because they some of the stuff they get away with knocks big cities off the map, so they wouldn't have no problem doing some of those things. But no, we've got to for our own sake. And I use this piece with the homosexuality as the key. The freeness that they are given to this in our community over and above is genocidal. All right. And here again, you'd have to be a devil or an atheist to believe in that kind of behavior, or ignorant. All right. Ignorancy can be changed by education. Okay. Ignorance through media can only be changed by turning off the machine. And we're not going to do that, because we're starving for information as it is anyway. And what we get, we don't control. We still watch, and if let our kids sit there and wonder why our kids are sitting there looking at all this crazy mess and why they started acting crazy. You can't do that. And here again, the traditional family structure, which hasn't been operational in our community since the 60s. We can't look at, a father, a mother, three kids and a dog. We can't look at that kind of phenomena. We have to look at our women, in most cases, having to take double roles, and it's wearing them out from both ends. And then we got to tell them, well, you got to quit acting like a man. If I got to be one, who are you talking about?
Right.
All right. And well, that's what.
Give them the information, brother.
Which one?
About how the website and all that. You never give them that.
Oh, a Network for Holistic Recovery, all spelled out. Network for Holistic Recovery .com is the website. We've got you may have that's what it is. We probably got the construction on, because we're finishing up the membership piece. So they may not be able to enter it, but you can try if you want to.
Great. Well, gentlemen, you are necessary without a doubt. Hopefully some of your leaders have heard. If you guys are bringing people in, Share. We reach 700,000 people. I know if y'all don't like me, that's fine. Just use our tools to help someone else.
Are we locked in for the first Tuesday?
Yeah, okay, we locked in for the first Tuesday. So I always tell everybody, if you don't like me, if I hurt you, just turn your back. You don't have to say nothing to me. I rather deal with the truth. Versus you come up in the line, shaking my hand, and you suck it up. No, then just turn your back on me because I'm gonna speak the truth. I'm from Hilltop Projects, man. We draw a circle, win, lose, or draw. We showing up, and we're gonna handle it today, not tomorrow. And so that's why I said we come to every hood. Oh yeah, it's God hood, baby. We're taking on every hood, and we're gonna feed you at the same time. We're gonna nourish you. Shabazz over there cooking. We're gonna nourish you, but also time give you some direction. Brother Elijah, Brother Shabazz, we appreciate you.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. And look forward to working with you.
Heck yeah, without doubt. Anything else? Any shouts out before you guys go? Anyone you want to thank? Or say hello to you? I need some brownie points for somebody. Well, I need a brownie point for God. God, I'm 88% saved, but right now I think I'm 89. All right. I'm thanking God for the extra percentage. Omaha, the Birds, the Bloods. We about to get out of here. Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, man. We appreciate you guys supporting 95.7 The Boss. We're going to keep the pressure on y'all guys. Tomorrow is Winning Women Wednesday. We recognize the women in our lives. Actually, I'm going to be gone the rest of the week. I got to go through a training. I'm going to engineering training. Man, we never get too old. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Man, I'm learning every day.
What you talking about?
Ain't you learning every day?
Yeah, but that man tennis is very important.
Okay, so I'm going down there to learn some engineering, y'all. And so I'm going down right down the street. And you never get too old to learn, y'all. And so I'm trying to stay on top of my game. So we're
doing a good job.
So we're able to compete. And then also make sure that on this Tell Truth Tuesday, be honest with yourself, but also accept constructive criticism. It's actually a criticism that'll build you up. So shout out to my elders, my companion, my children, my peers, everyone that keep me tell the truth to me. You know what I mean? Because my grandkid, my papa, and they'll tell the truth to you. Papa, what's wrong with your head today? You know what I mean? So I need people like that around me. You know what I mean? And you guys should want the same. You want those truth tellers around you. You want those people that will give you constructive criticism. It's a criticism that actually builds you up. All right. So my coaches, my mama and them, man, I appreciate all the constructive criticism that you've given me. Even my peers. If I say something wrong now, even Brother Muhammad, he'll come up and say, "Man, why you do this?" You get more what do you call it? More friends with vinegar or honey.
Yeah.
But I like the vinegar. I like the vinegar, y'all. Omaha, the Birds of Bloods. We about to get out of here. We appreciate you guys supporting 95.7 The Boss. And as my man Richard Pryor would say, when he's about to jump over the fence, he say, "You know I'm gonna be messing with you tomorrow, don't you?" Omaha, the Birds of Bloods. We're gonna be back with y'all. Boss with us.
Gotta lie. No, you ain't gotta lie. Oh, if you wanna do, you just say that. Say that. If you wanna do, you sugarcoating, telling me ain't what it seems. On the real, you tryna fuck over the king. But on the real, you ain't been where I been. You ain't seen what I seen. You ain't dreamed what I dreamed. On the real, the bullshit I see straight through you. And you're lying like I never knew you. On the real, your action speaks for itself. In the real, you're acting real foo-foo. You ain't gotta lie. No, you ain't gotta lie. Oh, if you wanna do, you just say that. Say that. But you ain't gotta lie. No, you ain't gotta lie. Oh, if you wanna do, you just say that. Say that. Yeah. On the book with these every day. Oh, I see you block me, no one do fake shit in my face. I get it, no face, no case. Let me find out you're recruiting every day. Then you got the nerve to be calling the face. Who get the most? You're really in the race. Better slow your roll, cause you run the wrong move. And the game that you play gon' really take off your face. You ain't gotta lie. No, you ain't gotta lie. Oh, if you wanna do, you just say that. But you ain't gotta lie. No, you ain't gotta lie. Oh, if you wanna do, you just say that.